Keeping it on lockdown. Keeping it on lockdown. All world is in the building. Welcome to Keeping it on lockdown. All world is in the building.
Be back.
Welcome to my hood. Where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to ride, step into the buckle up. I'ma show you where it's at. We gon' burn a couple blunts, we gon' pop a couple caps.
Do they have to come in now, or are they still the same thing?
Psilocybin driving, so we headed off the map. What you know about? Taste the color, seeing sound with a crystallize. Turning nothing into something when we alchemize. Vandalize the lies with the truth. Ain't nobody wanna take shots to this proof. All we ever wanted was the answers.
I want to finish that story.
Everything's green across the board.
Cool.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's pick up the story where it left off. Understandably uneasy about the man's declaration, the proprietor of the establishment asked him to put the bomb in the parking lot behind the hotel and quickly phoned the police. Authorities arrived on the scene shortly thereafter and defused the device, which they said would have been a genuine threat to public safety had it been detonated. Despite their assessments, Oxenreider insisted that his intention was never to cause any harm and offered a truly strange explanation for his actions. According to court documents, the man told police that he had an encounter with a UFO ship and aliens 5 years ago and was told by the ETs that humans need to start being good people or else they were going to destroy the earth with a nuclear laser beam. A laser beam, folks. Laser beam. Sorry.
Was it a laser beam mounted to a shark?
I don't know. He hasn't gotten that far yet.
Oh,
In an
I
effort
hope
to
so.
ensure that such a dire
I've always
scenario...
wanted sharks with laser beams on their heads.
Hey, we have Sharknadoes, dude. That's
I mean-
more than enough sharks flying around, okay? Right.
Well, those sharks don't have laser beams on their heads. This is, nothing scarier
Hey,
than
we don't need
an
any-
already dangerous shark with a laser beam on its head.
We don't need sharks. Remember the woman last year who I put up the video of? They're eating all of our food. They're taking all of
Nuclear
our
laser
water.
beams.
And now they're eating people. Like, the sharks have got to go. They're a menace. Okay? You remember that shit last year?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Of course, she was from Cape Cod. Okay, excuse me. Where was I? In an effort to ensure that such a dire scenario did not unfold, Oxenreider informed investigators that he's been trying to share this message with the world, but no one listens to him.
Shut up!
The purported contactee went on to lament that he has attempted to alert a number of government agencies about the aliens' ultimatum, but his efforts have been futile because people say he is crazy. As such, Oxenreider claimed that he built the bomb so that the police would speak to him about the ET threat. While it would seem that the man's plan worked in that regard, it came at a considerable cost as he now faces a serious charge of manufacturing a weapon of mass destruction as well as causing or risking a catastrophe.
Yeah, they might do it with dolphins, Petey Crack, but it'd be a lot cooler if they were doing it with sharks.
Well, didn't they just find a dolphin? Some Russian dolphin was a spy or whatever, and then like rode up on somebody. I don't know, some crazy shit went on. All right, let's see what else do I got here. I think I got one now. Oh, this one might be a video. Is this video? Yeah, it's another video. Okay. DARPA UFO seen again. In a story that may conjure a sense of deja vu for UFO enthusiasts who have been following the news over the last week or so, residents of a community in Northern California recently caught sight of a strange object in the sky that some suspected was some kind of alien aircraft. A television station in the city of Chico reported that they were flooded with phone calls on Monday evening from viewers who had noticed a white spherical anomaly floating through the air and were wondering what it was. The station subsequently turned to a Cal State Chico physics professor named Dr. Eric Ayers, who initially quipped that the oddity was a Phrenolobolxian GB-47 scout ship preparing for the alien invasion next week, before deflating the idea with the explanation that was probably a weather balloon. But the segment seemed to settle on that answer. It did explore the possibility that perhaps the anomaly was the International Space Station, though that theory was dispelled because the object was moving too slowly to be the ISS. The report from Chico may sound familiar to UFO news hounds, as it bears a striking similarity to a pair of incidents last week in which witnesses in both Kansas City and Ohio reported seeing a white balloon-like object floating in the sky. As with the California case, the sighting sparked speculation of an alien presence and led to reporters seeking answers for the origin of the object, until it was ultimately determined that the anomalies were probably a DARPA project that had launched from Maryland. In light of the timing, location, and description of the UFO, the chance that it was the same DARPA project that stumped witnesses in the Midwest last week seems pretty likely. Such a possibility is further strengthened by the fact that all three places where the white aerial anomaly has made news sit on the same circle of latitude, meaning that it would make sense that an object floating westward over Kansas City would wind up being seen in the skies of Chico a few days later. So, UFO, I don't know. That's the anomaly, though.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, just like I don't know.
Silence,
It's
Earthling!
possible. Could be aliens, folks. I don't know. I don't think so, though. I don't know if I have anything else in here. Give me a second.
I got some.
All right. Well, we'll give him a second then. How about that?
All right, for those people asking, I'm rolling with a Fronto leaf. It's just a big tobacco leaf, and then you cut it into pieces and roll blunts with it. You know, make your own blunts.
Yeah, make your own blunts. Yeah, I got nothing. Hi, everybody in chat. How you doing? Dolphins manipulate like that? There you go, BB Blog. I love my board. I got almost everything on here. Just add so. For you blue avian lovers. Got it all. What is that brown cheese stuff? Oh, that's what he was explaining. What's going on, Davey? Davey's awesome. Davey's got that Scottish accent. And just, if you ever listen to it, you have to go. There's some great folks this world. Well, he's rolling up real quick. Who are in the chat who just check out some of their channels and stuff. You know, click on their names and stuff. You never know. You'll find some great content from different people. Davey has a very laid-back show he does called it's the Sunday Chill, but he has the Midweek Chill, and just kind of a bunch of people just get together and talk and express different things and stuff. It's very well moderated. He doesn't allow any anger. He doesn't allow people to get carried away and stuff. So, there's some great content creators who are in this chat and stuff. You know, just click on people. You know, make some friends. Look around. Get to know each other. Give each other a high five and stuff. You know what I'm saying? What's up? Beam me up, Mr. Scott. Welcome. Metaphor, we miss you. We think, just so y'all know, I've always said that I thought Metaphor worked for the other side, but I'm just beginning to believe that she might be like an AI robot or something from the future. She meant like the Terminator or something. She doesn't, her program might be like kill us or something. But so, because, you know, he could be like John, what's his name? What's
John Connor.
John Connor. Meant to try and take us out, but her programming, she's going against her programming.
All right, let's see. Lots of UFO news, of course. Let's see. Maine. Maine is a good place to see a UFO, according to the website satelliteinternet.com. Maine has the 5th highest number of reported UFO sightings per capita in the country. A high number of Maine people are seeing a lot of unidentified flying objects. That's according to the website satelliteinternet.com. They have ranked Maine 5th in the nation for sightings per capita. The data came from the National UFO Reporting Center and the U.S. Census. Washington, Montana, and Vermont grabbed up top 3 slots, with Alaska and Maine rounding out the top 5. So Washington's number 1. Montana, Vermont, Alaska, and Maine. Top 5. Texas has the least sightings. So, followed by Louisiana, Georgia, Mississippi, and Alabama. It's interesting stuff, huh? So, you want to see a UFO? Chances are better if you go to Washington, Montana, Vermont, or Maine, or Alaska. And let's see, what else do we got? That was one.
We go up that way. We can go look up there. I got friends up there.
Zeta Reticuli, ancient aliens, and more. 9 things we learned or didn't learn from the Bob Lazar Joe Rogan interview.
Dude, that thing has...
Dude, this has made so many fucking headlines and articles and everything.
I told you,
it's a fucking...
I'm at a friend's house yesterday before I came here. Another friend walks in. Jakey, yo, man. So I got to talk to you because I know you're the guy. You know, you're the paranormal dude and everything. So I watched this. You watched the documentary, didn't you? Yeah, man. Bob. Yeah, I know what you watched. Man, this dude is legit, blah, blah. I was like, I can give you a brief synopsis of 10 minutes why he's fake, and I'll give you a bunch of links about stuff. But yeah, dude, yeah, that's because I listened to him on Joe Rogan. Yeah, thanks, Joe Rogan.
that's where
Thanks,
you can
Joe
really
Rogan.
see how fucking much of a liar he is and shit, because he contradicts himself at like every 5 minutes.
Oh, I've got such a migraine, though. You know, I can't remember anything. Thanks, Joe Rogan.
Funny how that migraine went away by the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's read about this. Hey, indie directors, if you want to promote your movie hitting Netflix, go on Joe Rogan's podcast. After controversial ufology figure Bob Lazar appeared on his show last week, interest in Bob Lazar Area 51 flying saucers has skyrocketed. Of course it has. Doesn't Joe Rogan have a deal with Netflix?
Oh, now it all makes sense.
The doc, which was added to Netflix in mid-June, details the story of Bob Lazar, a man who claims to have worked at a branch of Area 51 known as S4. His job? Reverse engineer the propulsion system powering one of 9 flying saucers kept on the base. Whether or not Lazar is telling the truth is something you have to decide for yourself. It's hard to separate fact from fiction in even the most boring subjects nowadays, let alone one that would reframe everything humanity knows about the nature of existence. The mild-mannered Lazar, mild probably, the mild-mannered Lazar has a lot of stories
to tell.
Clark
Kent?
Though even...
The mild-mannered reporter.
No, and not even one feature-length documentary can contain all of them. Lazar and documentary director Jeremy Corbell appeared on Rogan's podcast, and over the course of 2-hour conversation got into way more than could have been conveyed in any one film. Below you'll find 9 bits of intel that either didn't make it into the doc or should have been in the doc. Bob Lazar touched the first UFO he ever saw. We're not going to read everything it says all over these. Bob Lazar replaced a dead guy. Right. The flying saucers came from Zeta Reticuli.
Reading turtling.
Here's what's inside. Here's what the inside of a UFO looks like. This is great. It's very ominous feeling because everything is one color. It's like a dark pewter color. It's like there are no right angles anywhere. It's as if somebody took a model and fashioned it out of wax and then heated it just for a short time so everything melts. Everything looks like it's fused together. Everything has a radius, a curvature where 2 items meet. It's really weird looking thing. That description doesn't match any of the drawings that he previously put out in the past either.
He doesn't remember. He had a migraine. You know, my
We're
head
gonna
hurt.
talk. We're gonna talk some more about Bob Lazar later on tonight. So
Bobby. Talk about Bobby.
we
He's
got
so
a good
popular
guest
right
coming
now.
out tonight. Great guest. Really good guy. So let's see. Everything has a radius curvature. It's really weird looking. There was almost nothing other than a small foldable hatchway that looked recognizable. Everything was really unworldly. Number 5, all 9 UFOs at Area 51 were really different. You know, they
One was fat, one was tall.
it's just like,
one
yeah,
was
you know,
skinny,
they got the new models.
One was
You
short.
got your Hondas,
one
you
was
got
long,
your Chevys, you got your Volkswagens and stuff like that.
That was
you know.
round. One
Every
was
alien
oblong.
race got all, you know.
One was a pyramid. One was like a submarine. It was all different kinds.
Some of the UFOs may be ancient. At least one of them was part of an archaeological dig. Yep, so it's old. There was physical wrestling match over that initial news report. After being dismissed from S4 for telling people about his job, taking friends to watch test flights, and videotaping the sauces, Lazar went to investigate reporter George Knapp. It's number 7. Bob Lazar's birth certificate is also MIA.
You don't even exist.
And Bob Lazar makes no money off of this. I don't even get money out of all this. I don't even let you guys buy plane tickets for me to come out here or anything. When Jeremy previewed the movie up in Michigan, I brought in a couple $1,000. I made sure that $2,000 went to science programs at the local high schools. I don't take any money for this stuff. Alright, let's see, what else do we got in the news?
Oh, Bob.
The men claim they were abducted by aliens in Mississippi. The police believed them.
You gotta speak up.
This is an older story, but it's hilarious. What is certain about the night of October 11, 1973 is this. When Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker Jr. arrived at the Sheriff's Department in Pascagoula, Mississippi, they were frantic. They told authorities they had just been abducted by aliens. Each had a puncture wound in one arm. Police tried to catch them in a lie, but it didn't work. Both men later passed polygraph tests. On Saturday, the riverbank where the men said the close encounter happened got a historical marker, calling it one of the best documented cases of alien abduction. After decades of avoiding media attention, Parker was there for the dedication. Hickson died in 2011. In 1973, Hickson and Parker's foreman at a shipyard. The two had gone fishing after work at an abandoned boat launch and were still there after the sun went down. I was just getting ready to get some more bait, Hickson told the Washington Post, when I heard a kind of zipping sound. I looked up and saw a blue flashing light. Calvin turned around too. We saw a 30-foot-long object with a little dome on top. It just hovered just above the ground. 3 small creatures emerged, also hovering, he said. The men were suddenly paralyzed. The creatures grabbed them with pincer-type claws and pulled them towards the object, he said.
Uh-oh.
I floated inside, Parker told the Sun Herald in 2018. Hickson said that they were subjected to a physical examination by something that looked like a big eye, a constant mechanical sound buzzing the whole time. And then they were dropped off right back in the dark delta where they started. Hickson found Parker standing up, arms raised to the sky and screaming. He told the Post they ran for help. At first, sheriff's investigators thought that the men had been drunk or lying. After interviewing the men, they left the room with a recorder secretly taping, hoping to catch the pair dropping the act once they left. But they didn't. They kept on talking about what they had seen and how scared they were. We did everything we know to try to break their story, Jack County Sheriff Captain Glenn Ryder told the Post. If they were lying to me, they should have been in Hollywood. Overnight, it was national news. There were news conferences and cameras thrust in their still stunned faces. A UFO investigator from Northwestern University flew down and said that their story checked out. Skeptics called them liars. Said that Hickson had an episode of sleep paralysis with hypnogonic hallucinations. While Parker was highly suggestible, believers flooded with Interpeculia by the thousands, wrapped in aluminum foil and sitting all night on the hoods of their cars waiting for visitors from another world. Hickson was 42 at the time and was well known in the community. so perhaps he felt more able to handle the media crunch. He recounted the experience to anyone who would listen. He went on Johnny Carson and Dick Cavett. He published a book in 1983. Puck, on the hand, was 18 to 19 when it happened. He had just arrived in town from an even smaller town and had planned to earn some extra money before returning home to get married. He told the media he had passed out at the beginning of the whole affair and couldn't remember what happened. That was the only lie he told, he said to the Sun Herald in 2018. In fact, he did remember what happened. He was so afraid that aliens had infected him with something that when he got home from the sheriff's department, he took a bath in bleach. Within a few weeks, he skipped town. He got married and picked up work in the oil fields. If someone at a job recognized him, he would quit. And that's the end of that story. It's cool they got a little placard and stuff there.
Just for you, Davey.
Alright, let's see here. I think I got one more.
One more story.
One more little thing. What we get wrong when we talk about UFOs. According to these people. Beware of interpretations posing as facts, and when explanations are incomplete, don't fall for the fallacy of gods of the gaps. If you're reluctant to believe the latest round of media claims that alien spacecrafts are lurking around our airspace and surprising Navy pilots, well, you're not alone. The New York Times lean towards aliens as the reason Navy pilots have seen unexplained flying objects. And the Washington Post made a similar case in its news coverage, followed by a guest editorial. UFOs exist and everyone needs to adjust to that fact. Others followed suit. Congress is getting classified briefings. But the pro-extraterrestrial visitation argument rests on two serious errors. One is the confusion of observations with interpretation, and the other is a slight twist on an error called God of the Gaps. The UFO sightings should be investigated in a scientific way, but the errors are undermining the effort. The first error made in most of the news coverage was the claim the Navy pilots observed craft that accelerated, rose upwards, and turned faster than was physically possible. But pilots can't know any object's speed or acceleration without knowing whether these were little things seen close up or big things that were further away. It's just one clue that the vocabulary is being blurred. Exactly. These are all things that you need to pay attention to when you're reading these articles and listening to what these people say. James Oberg, a former NASA engineer turned space journalist, pointed out the bizarre events reported by Navy pilots are not observations. They are interpretations of what the raw observation might mean. To start an investigation from a conclusion rather than from data is, he says, a recipe for confusion and frustration and dead-ended detours. The other error cropped up many times when I wrote newspaper stories about evolution. Readers wouldn't sometimes write to argue that if scientists couldn't completely explain some phenomena, say the origins of DNA, then it must be an act of God. Theologians sometimes use this term, God of the Gaps, to describe the erroneous use of supernatural explanations for natural phenomena that aren't yet explained. The same thing is happening with UFOs, with alien visitors being used to fill gaps in our understanding of the latest detection technology, the sky and human vision. The arguments for extraterrestrial UFOs falsely equate the possibility that extraterrestrial life exists with the plausibility that it's visiting and lurking around, neither cloaking nor announcing itself. Yes, there are a bunch of other planets out there, and some might harbor life forms, but why should we assume that they'd want to come here? Are we really that exciting? If we take the possibility of these visitors seriously, we should clean up this place.
Good luck.
Exactly. Just like anybody, when you got somebody coming over your house, y'all run around cleaning your houses and shit like that. Y'all want some aliens to come here and show up? Y'all better start cleaning up Earth. They're like, that place is dirty as fuck. We don't want to go there.
Yeah. That place don't look good no more. It used to be blue. Green.
It used to be green and blue, beautiful place, and now it looks like shit. It looks like somebody took a shit all over that place.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of nice parts, but a lot of shit everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of shit.
Extraterrestrial visitors and gods fall into the same category of unscientific explanation because they haven't shown themselves to humanity in a coherent enough way for claims about them to be tested. Many UFOs have been explained scientifically. The Air Force conducted studies starting in 1947 and continuing through the 1960s, when after a congressional hearing, the matter was turned over to a panel of civilian scientists headed by physicist Edward Condon at the University of Colorado. The committee investigated hundreds of cases and explained most but not all of them as reflections, equipment glitches, balloons, astronomical phenomena, and human-built crafts. Len Feingold, a retired physicist professor, had worked at the university during the Condon investigations and consulted on a few cases. One, he said, involved a woman whose car was mysteriously stopped and then was found to be magnetized. It all sounded very mysterious, but it turned out that some degree of magnetization is a normal result of the manufacturing process. I asked him whether the lack of explanation for some cases worried him. There are plenty of unexplained phenomena left in physics, he said, so we're used to that. Mysteries of life may or may not one day be solved, but in the meantime, let's get comfortable with the gaps. Yep. So, there you go. You gotta look at the word. You gotta listen to what these people are saying. Just because they say it's unidentified doesn't mean it's fucking aliens. Because it's not.
Not the word.
I wish it was, but it's not.
It's not.
They're not anywhere near here. There's aliens out there, but there's no evidence that they come anywhere here. This planet, I love it. It's my favorite planet out of all the planets in the whole universe. Okay, but it's a fucking little tiny little speck of dust in this gigantic fucking enormous universe. It's so vast that the average human mind can't even comprehend how fucking big the universe is. Okay, and we are just a little speck on that. And for everybody to think that the whole universe is coming to Earth, they're like, fuck, the Earth, that's the hot spot. I mean, if you just think about this. Out of the last 100 years when UFOs and aliens really became big and it started the stuff, all these stories, okay? All the people that have come forward with all these stories and stuff, less than 5% of these stories are similar, somewhat similar. So they have similar aliens, similar crafts, similar things. The rest of them are all over the fucking map, okay? So by these things, let's just say there's 100,000 people have reported seeing aliens, okay? There's at least, out of all that, let's say 5% of them saw the similar situation out of those 100,000, okay? That means there's 95,000 other different types of fucking aliens and spacecrafts fucking coming to this planet. You'd fucking see a lot of evidence of that shit fucking, okay? Because not all 95,000 different types of these fucking aliens are going to be as smart as the other aliens and shit and have the same technology and shit. You know what I mean? There'd be fucking aliens all over the fucking place, okay? Because I just picked a small number of UFO fucking sightings and alien abduction fucking reports. 100,000 in the last fucking 100 years is a tiny number. The number's way larger than that. And when you think of all the different types and all the different things and all the different everything that people come up, I just come to the conclusion that, fuck, we got wild goddamn imaginations because there's not goddamn one shred of evidence at all that all these aliens are just flying. I mean, you just see fucking UFOs
Everywhere.
just flying everywhere.
Everywhere.
All over the place. Earth would look like an airport. You go to a real busy airport and shit.
Kids.
You go to Logan, you go to LaGuardia, LAX and shit, and it's just fucking plane, coming and landing, going and going, just all day, nonstop.
Flight
Just look,
14
boom, boom,
UFO
boom,
from
boom,
Alpha
boom, boom.
Centauri's on its way in.
That's what the Earth is like, according to all these hundreds of thousands and millions of fucking sightings all over the fucking world. Of all these different types of UFOs and all these different types of aliens and all this stuff. Yes, I would love it for it to be real. Love it. I would absolutely. But again, if you think about it logically, rationally, and you know what I mean, use your head and think about this stuff. It'd be like an airport. There would be UFOs all over the place. Some of them would be crashing and shit because they'd be fucked up because they just drove fucking 900 billion light years
There's
across
no
the fucking
street lights up
universe
there.
and
You know what I mean? They're going to hit each other. They might come
It'd
out
be
of warp
a
at the
fucking
same
mess.
time. They might be enemies and shit. You know what I'm
It'd be
saying?
crazy.
All of a sudden they meet on Earth and shit. Like, oh, these motherfuckers is on Earth too. Oh, it's about to go down, son.
And they all just come and they're just like, oh, look, quick, grab that human and get out of here.
Yeah.
Then we'll bring them back again.
Let's
just,
mutilate some
again, just
cows.
think about that one, too.
They do good graffiti too, though. They do really good graffiti.
Yeah, crop circles and stuff
yeah.
like that. They just fly down. They're like, yeah, we'll just leave some crop circles. Gone. Okay, and then that's double the traffic, because when they abduct people, they always, oh, they took me on the craft. And think about it. Just look at just the MUFON fucking reportings in the United States alone every year. I mean, everything. If you look at it,
MUFON doesn't
and numbers
want
don't
legitimate
lie.
reports either.
You
That's
gotta
what's
look
funny.
at the numbers. You gotta look at the numbers, and you look at these numbers. They're lying, because with the amount of people and the amount of stuff that people say they're being
Dude,
seen and
MUFON
stuff.
doesn't even. They don't even.
I know, but I'm
follow
just saying,
up on
just,
their shit, any of that stuff. Anyway,
I just
so they're
use them
taking
as
random
general,
shit.
as a general thing, because of one of the bigger known things or whatever. But there's other things. When you go and you start digging in, you look at these numbers and everything like that.
Wait, can we drop or something again? Is that what he's saying?
No.
He said, "Did I break it?" And then he said, "Oh, we're back." There you go.
He must be him, because we ain't dropping anything right here. I don't know. We're green everywhere here. I see I'm live. You see you're live. Everybody sees it. Okay, I don't know what's going on. So yeah, I mean, just in general, I mean, that's
Then we
just,
gotta take.
you gotta really think about it. And when you think about it and you start doing the math and you're doing the numbers and stuff, and you look at how many people were witnesses to the UFO sighting. Nobody witnessed you get abducted? Nobody saw that shit? Nobody saw it about? Or once in a while, it's too like the story.
Travis Walton's friend saw him get
Well,
abducted.
that's what I'm saying. Once in a while, you got Travis Walton and his friend. Or these two guys that we just talked about here. You know, the old dude and the young dude. Just new into town, down by the water. I don't know. Just little, I don't know. Something's off in that. Yeah. Something's off in these stories. Something's not right, okay? But the more normal time is like, you know, it's just a guy. I was driving home late one night from work, and all of a sudden I got abducted, and I was there. I came back a few hours later and stuff, and my wife was yelling at me, and I was like, "Yo, honey, I got abducted. I don't know what happened." You got abducted? It was so-and-so with you. Nope, I'd already dropped him off. I was already on my way, coming home. And, you know, everybody's always alone. The majority. Like I said, there's a few. Sometimes they corroborate stories. But again, their story doesn't match the story of these people over here. It doesn't match. So when you start, you're like, fuck, that's a lot of aliens. Just right here in Boston. I mean, just the people. Just think of how many people we've talked to in the area and stuff that say they've seen UFOs. The number of different descriptions that we've heard of UFOs, and people that say they've seen aliens or been abducted by aliens, and the different descriptions of these aliens and stuff. Now I get it, you know, they could be like humans, you know, the grays. There might be some dark grays, some light grays, you know what I mean? Some bigger head grays, some littler head grays, you know, but it starts to get all crazy. We got purple aliens and purple and blue. We got chickens. We got fucking triangle heads. We got all kinds of shit. And people start like, oh, interdimensionals and stuff now. The fuck out of here. Just... Has everybody stopped using their brain? Am I living in a fucking movie Idiocracy here?
Feels like it. We gotta get our guest on soon.
Exactly, Brad Gray. It's just imaginations. People are having wild dreams and shit. They wake up, they're paralyzed. They don't know what the fuck's going on. They don't know how to explain it. Their mind just starts fucking flipping through files up there and shit, and starts piecing up shit, everything that it's seen since you were a child. And paralyzed alien UFO. Fuck, I was abducted! Just replays all the shit that you've heard and seen throughout your life, and you're like, oh, this fits. Paralyzed in bed randomly. There we go. I was abducted. Coming home late at 3 a.m. and getting busted by the wife. Fuck, I was abducted by an alien. Swear, honey, I was on the boat fishing, and fucking aliens came down and they abducted me. They dropped me off 3 days later.
It's almost 9.
All right. Anyway, we're gonna take a quick break here because it's we got to get the guests ready and get ready for the guests to come on. So we're gonna play a little bit of music for a few minutes. We'll be right back, and we're gonna talk some more about this.
Don't go too far.
I'm thinking logically.
Shout out to Tasha. Drive safe. Stop typing. We'll be back, folks. Don't go too far.
Yeah, stop typing. Use text to type.
She might be.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, look at me, I'm the one that you came for. I'm everything you ever wanted, no change though. I'm the cheddar, the green, the guap and the cream, the bread and the butter, but man made the dough. I'm the reason niggas kill folk and make the lies that you call true. I'm the reason why they call troops and drop bombs on the lands and they call truce. I'm the false truth. The American dream ain't nothing it seems until you believe and make me your king. Be slaved by me and these shackles are free. And they got diamonds, man, look how they bling. I'm the reason why they rap and the reason why they sing. And why niggas told gas just to jack everything. I'm your purpose for living, forget everything but my lies are our truth. Their lies are truth. If you catch us alive on a ride, I'll provide you with truth. Just listen to the lies are our truth. Their lies are truth. Why you waiting on God to decide and finally realize it was all just a lie? I got my eye on you too, making sure you brainwashed through the YouTube. I'ma get your kids lost in the most views, show them how I boss move, trying to fit in God's shoes. Spitting bars, no lawsuit, but when the consequences fall through, watch it all fall down till it go, don't move. As the violence ensues, I'll broadcast it all on the news, and tell you there's no choice but lose, and tell you there's no voice but that of my own. If you value your own, stay quiet or get silenced like phones. I am all in your home, I control what you do, what to buy and consume. I make truth out of lies, and if you don't comply, I send Jacqueline Hyde to make sure that you die. Their lies are true. Their lies are true. If you catch us in the lie, wanna ride, I provide you with truth. Just listen to the lies. Their lies are truth. Their lies are true. Why you waiting on God to decide and finally realize it was all just a lie? How you living is a lie. What you dreaming is a lie. What is best, how you taste the power is sex. Even every choice is different, false pretense. Because their lies are our truth. Their lies are truth. Why you waiting on God to decide and finally realize it was all just a lie? Say goodbye to everything you knew. You're now faced with the demon in you. I'm the evil that you try to hide. Those thoughts of suicide, homicide, genocide. I'm hated, it's more masochistic. Hades couldn't fathom this shit. I'm the reason why grip exists, bitch. Put me in the room with the purest. Betty coming out like Judas. Show me all the truth and I shoot it. Put holes in the honest man movement, cause the honest man stupid, yeah, the honest man useless. Ain't no money in the truth, and the love of money is my root. So as long as you dummies stay hungry for the bread like seagulls, I'ma spread evil on the wings of an eagle. I used to be arrows and olives, now it's money and power. I took heroes and scholars and turned them to villains and martyrs. I'm a limitless author. Watch you paint a pic so sick with the blood of your kin and the tears of revenge. Watch my masterpiece unfold in the end. Here, you can see it better if you sitting on these rims. And I'll give you all of this money so you can have all of the influence. And I'll think it's all just so funny cause I gave you the truth. Now look what you do with it. Exactly what I wanted. Keep fronting, hoping eventually it'll mean something. Cause when it's all said and done with, I'll remain to do the same to the next generation of lames that can't love. Their lies are truth. Their lies are our truth. If you catch us in the lie, wanna ride, I'll provide you with truth. Just listen to the lies. Their lies are our truth. Their lies are truth. Why you waiting on God to decide and finally realize it was all just a lie? How you living is a lie. What you dreaming is a lie. What is best, how you dress, the power is sex. Even every choice is different, false pretense. Because their lies are our truth. Their lies are truth. Why you waiting on God to decide and finally realize it was all just a lie? Welcome to my hood. Or ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really tryna ride, step into the buckle up. I'ma show you where it's at. We gon' burn a couple blunts, we gon' pop a couple caps. I ain't talking about 4 5s from the strap. psilocybin driving, so we headed off the map. What you know about? Tasted color, seeing sound with a crystallize. Turning nothing into something when we alchemize. Vandalize the lies with the truth. Ain't nobody wanna take shots of this proof. All we ever wanted was the answers. Looking for unique, but our vision keep us phantom. Phantom black man, ghost writing in a pentagram. I'm from the place where our thoughts meet the program. Not too many open to the power that they hold. Just know that when we shine, it's the reflection of your soul. Supreme beings moving, watch the galaxy implode. We are not alone. If you're not normal, welcome home. Yeah. Welcome to my hood. Where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really trying to rise, step into the I gotta hold on to this feeling. I'll be seeing visions through the folds of the prism. Projecting all wishes, anything I want is given. Paranormal vision, you can call it supervision. Control the superstition, make them wonder how we do it. They seen us in the mud, now we out here making music with the paranormal movement that's stronger than what you deal with. If Jesus was just a fraud, then hallelujah for Judas. Caesar is not the mob, so it just had to be Brutus. They hate when we on our job, cause persecution is useless. Proof that what we doing is more than just making music. Utilizing the truth, drop it off in the hood. Show 'em what's really good, the feeling is understood. We know just what it means to get it by all means. Supreme beings moving, watch reality explode. We are not alone, if you're not normal, welcome home. Yeah. Welcome to my hood. Where ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Where everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really trying to rise, step into the portal.
It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.
20,000 police in the whole town. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Smoke weed every day.
All right, what's Hood Hoodies? Welcome back to Paranormal Hood Live. We're live and direct in the Garden of Knowledge Studios. I'm your host, Jiggy.
I am Smoke King.
And tonight, we have a guest. We are not alone, and neither are you, Smoke King.
Yes, tonight we are joined by a friend of ours from Instagram, Bitter Skeptic. He's definitely a bitter skeptic, you know. And he puts out a lot of facts, and
You're never alone on the internet, channel.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing, brother? Welcome.
I'm doing just fine. How about you boys?
I don't know, he's a little choppy. Can you hear him choppy?
Yeah,
Kinda?
it's a little, you're breaking up.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little
I
bit.
know where you are. It's hard with your internet and stuff. So, but let's see if we can. Yeah, because everything's good on our end.
Is it the audio that's breaking up?
Yeah, your audio's
your
a little, like
audio's
it
a
kind
little
of chops
choppy.
in out a little bit.
Does it make any difference?
I don't think so.
No, not yet.
Well, you know what? What I might just do here is just resetting my network connection. My internet is a little shoddy.
All right. Do you want to do that and then just call us once you do that? Just hit us back
I'll
on
do
Skype.
it right now.
All right.
That's fine. Yeah, send us right back when you're ready.
Talk to you in a minute. Thanks.
All right, folks, we'll give him a minute. Just going to research stuff and hope we get back here, get him nice and clear, and we have a cool conversation. You already know what it is. It is funny, though, while we wait, because we were talking about, like, Bob Lazar's been such a huge thing in the news, and, like, everywhere I go, even going over a friend's house into a room, and he comes in and talking about Bob Lazar immediately. Ugh. But I guess if he wasn't making money before, he's making money now, right? I'm pretty sure that fucking thing has been watched over and over and over again now, too. The whole thing about it, too, is a lot of the people, I don't know, Do you think that a lot of people who still watch Joe Rogan are into the whole woo stuff though? I wonder if his audience has
Yeah, a
changed
lot of them
tremendously in
do.
the sense to what it kind of used to be in the beginning.
If you go and you look at the comments and stuff and everything, because it's a mix. It's a mix of everything. You got the people that are into the woo still and whatever, and then you got the people that, you know, I've started to see that it's a whole bunch of woo shit.
The woo woo woo. Can you woo woo woo? I can't wait to hit a Skype beat. I wish James Harrison was here, so I told him to take that beat. We use that for the 16 bars. That Skype beat is dope. Y'all ever heard anybody Skype you? It's actually pretty cool. Sounds like a kind of a hip hop EDM beat or some shit, I guess. Are we having issues over here? No, we're good. So hopefully, I guess we'll be back with us soon, and we'll get the conversation. So I just want to jump into stuff that. Okay.
Yes, go ahead and do it. Stupid fucking thing. Why it keeps doing that?
Okay. I don't know what it's doing. Sorry, folks. I just keep hearing this beep thing in my ear that there was not my train of thought, so it's doing something.
You can hear it too. So.
Oh, yeah, you guys can hear it too. Wow. Half Markov, Neutral Net, chatbots nowadays. Neural, I don't even know what a neural net chatbot is. What? Cheesy, all right, now I don't know what y'all talking about. Now I see cheesy Brussels sprouts and mushrooms. Is that what you having for dinner? I don't even know what that means. We're just killing a little time so our guest gets in here, folks. That's all. Because I don't want to start going down a conversation path that we'll probably go down anyways. It just kind of defeats the whole purpose. So if you guys have any questions right now, now's a good time to throw them up in the chat. Questions, comments, concerns, likes, dislikes. If you haven't, please go hit the like button, share, tell a friend, be a friend. And because folks asked us about monetization, if you want to help us out, you need to go and watch some of the old episodes. Just put them on and watch them. Because we need some hours done so we can monetize this, some viewing hours that we still need to get up. So those folks who have asked about being able to help and what you can do to help us, that would be a tremendous help if you guys would actually, especially stuff that you haven't seen before, go back and watch some of the stuff. Folks who are into smoking marijuana and to see some dope plants. There's some old videos of smoking stuff on there. There's actual work. So there we go. 9/11. What's up, Chris? All right, we're going to try this again. Do, 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 do.
Any better this time, guys?
Yep, that sounds a lot better. Can you hear us?
Excellent.
Okay, perfect. How you doing?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I can hear you guys just fine.
All right, yeah, that sounds better than it did before. Thank you. Thank you.
long
Sorry
as
to
we
make you
get
go
it.
through all that.
Holds.
No, it's not breaking up.
No, it's still breaking up again now.
Can be a little bit problematic in there.
Yeah, now you're,
Yeah.
you're starting to break up again. We had you
Break
good for a
up
second.
again. Maybe this.
Maybe we'll try directly with the mic. Is that any better?
Let's see.
Just keep talking for a
yeah,
second.
just keep
Let's
talking
see.
for a second.
Just you know, say la 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 la
Yeah.
la. Make noise so we can hear it.
Yeah, any problematic. As far away from civilization as I am, can get a little bit of a problem with signal.
Okay. I mean, I think, when you speak, I think you just kind of have to speak long form, if that makes sense. Because sometimes when you if you carry the sentence out, it may help to just kind of skip the fact that there's a little bit of a pause in there.
Yeah, it's a little choppy, but it's better than it was the first call. So we'll see how it goes from here. Where you don't have to disclose your full exact location, but where in the middle of nowhere are you? Like what state?
Let's just say you really got to go north.
Okay.
North. So north, you really got to go north. Well, we're pretty far north too. So
Yeah, it also depends where north you're going from.
are you north on the East Coast? Or are you north in the
He's
Midwest?
like, that's what he said. All you need to know is that you just got to go north. I hear him.
I'm all the way out in America's hat.
I don't even know where that is.
I don't even know where that is either.
There you go.
Canada.
Oh, Canada.
you're up in
Oh, okay.
Canada?
Yeah, you're up in
Okay,
Canada.
there you
Okay.
go. We got some viewers up in Canada.
Yeah, Cool K. If she's still on. Our longest viewer. There she goes. Cool K. She's in Canada.
She's been following us and watching us the longest out of everybody on
Since
tonight.
day one.
Up in Canada.
All right, so we have you here just to make sure before things go south or whatever. Let's get into a conversation. Want to do a little introduction or anything, or just kind of just?
No, we can jump. Well, I mean, we kind of did. I mean, he's on Instagram. That's where you can find him. I don't, because I'm not really on Facebook. Are you on Facebook or anything else, or is it just Instagram?
Just Instagram predominantly.
All right, so yeah, he's on Instagram and he's out there. He's debunking all these things that everybody's putting out there, all these myths and everything. But he puts the facts in there, and he also does it in a hilarious way, in a funny way. You know what I mean? But you can go and you can check the stuff that he's saying. A lot of times he'll put, if people ask, he'll tell you the sources, where he's getting the information from and stuff. And he's on point, because when I first started looking into him, I'm like, all right, let me check this stuff out. Let me see what he's, and he knows. And he's looking at, and from what I gather, you're up there in the middle of nowhere, and you don't have a whole lot else to do, so you got a lot of time to do some researching. Is that right?
Yeah, I got a fair bit of time to do research.
Well, that's I guess that's good. I mean, I wish I had more time to research. It takes up all my free time that I had, bit of free time that I do
Never
have.
really had an issue.
Yeah, I with a family
when people want articles, I usually just give them by DM.
Well, let's start here. To become the bitter skeptic, where did all this begin for you? You know what I mean? How did you even get to the point where you felt the need to start posting this stuff?
I had a personal Instagram account. And my issue there was I'd see all this garbage. And I think it all started with a post of a werewolf in Argentina. And I looked at the picture they were using, and I thought, well, wait a second. That piece is from a Harry Potter movie.
Wow.
So when I identified which movie and scene, I put it on as a comment, and I said, hey, this is from Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. It's a still, somebody's put a blur filter on it. Yeah, this isn't real. And the response I got was how full of shit I am and how I don't know what I'm talking about. And
typical responses.
I thought to myself, wow, people actually believe this shit. So I thought, no, that's not the way it is. So I started hunting down this crap and responding to it and giving people sources for things that would show up online.
Yeah.
And I wound up getting doxing attempts and threats. So I made the Bitter Skeptic account instead.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Gotcha.
And now, how long have you been doing it for?
I think it's only just coming up on the third year.
So 3 years of fighting back. It's funny. All based on just the fact that you basically like Linda Moulton Howe with her picture that came from the video game Area 51, and people just wanted to believe that stuff. And no matter what you do, you could show them the whole thing. They don't care. They just want to believe it, and they're going to fight back. And as you said, the threats and doxing and all this type of stuff that it's only they're going to do based on the fact that they don't want to see the truth. It's kind of like it's scary that these people don't want to even know the truth.
They claim they want to see the truth. They claim they're all about the truth. Now,
and if you wrap yourself up in enough, what you stay warm in.
Yeah, it's hard to hear you sometimes still. Are you moving around? Are you stationary? I don't know if you're on a cell phone or what you're on.
I'm stationary.
All right, yeah. I'm just trying to think
I'm on
of.
a cell phone and Wi-Fi here.
Hmm.
Is this any better?
Little bit better for now. We'll see how that goes from there. So, sorry to have you moving around and everything like
It'll
that.
try it for me. Oh, it's problematic, the technology.
Are you using Skype off your phone right now? Oh, my mic's not on.
Yes, I am.
I'm sorry, can you hear me now? My mic
Yeah, he
wasn't
could
on.
hear you because my mic picks you up.
Mic's great. And I'm assuming your router is just too far away from you right now, correct?
Move closer. We'll see this.
Yeah, because if you're using Wi-Fi, it's definitely because you're you're just out of the range of the Wi-Fi signal right now. That's why you're sounding like robot.
Well, I'm within like 10 feet of the router, so.
Yeah, it's starting to sound clear.
Yeah, that sounds way better. What's up, Metaphor?
Oh, maybe we just gotta do it from there.
Yeah, well, sorry if that's inconveniencing to you and
That much
everything like that.
help.
Trying to do what we can with you all the way up there north. Got our tech guy trying to fix things up in Canada.
They're the North.
From Boston.
They have the world, the
It's
champion.
bad internet too. It's
Yeah. I'm sure there's probably...
Net, that satellite wireless crap.
Yeah. Sure there's not many options up where you are in the middle of...
Shit, there's not many options down here where we are. They got conglomerates here. Shit, not a whole lot of options anywhere.
But all right. So you got mad.
That's true. Well, and
kind of your story's kind of similar to ours as we do because we investigate this. We believe stuff is real. We just don't believe 99% of what is out there as being real and stuff. And we're still looking for that real things because I'm sure you know the aliens have to be up there. But are they here? No, I don't think so. So over time, as we are investigating, we read all these stories like you and stuff like, yep, that's... And it just started there, just one after another, and here we are, in the same place as you. We're not quite as bitter as you yet with things, but it's that's what it is, and it's kind of, we feel we got to weed out the garden, and you got to get rid of that stuff and put the facts out there, and so you can get to what may be an actual evidence, an actual tangible story with some facts in it and everything of maybe some of this stuff could be real. And so we're on the same thing there. Now, what's one of your favorite things to debunk and is it aliens? Is it the health food stuff? Is it what's your favorite category? Would you say?
if I've got the chance, I like looking into the alternative health claims.
Yep.
And cryptids.
Yeah. Cryptids are good too. Yeah, because people just make up a story about any little weird thing.
They give it a name.
Yeah, I saw your B-17
Well, yeah,
post.
I mean, even like the chupacabra, just traces back to one woman who was species.
Pretty much, yeah. That's what you do. And when you start to look at these stories, at first you sound like, oh, that sounds like it's a plausible story. And you're like, well, let's dig into it more. And you dig into it more, and eventually you find out it was copied from an old comic book or an old TV show, a movie, a regular book or something like that, a mix of things. And this person just wanted to tell a crazy story. Like, I don't know if you were listening in before we started the show, and we were talking about how people, they just make up stories to cover up what they're actually doing, or, things that their mind can't put together, so it just randomly goes through all the files in their heads and it picks up things that are similar to what's going on, and it adds up to UFOs and aliens or whatever, or they just saw a Bigfoot, and because, you know, all the things they've heard over the years. So it's, you know, people, we as human beings, we have a wild imagination. We love to tell stories. We think of the craziest, wildest fucking shit all the goddamn time. And we like to tell people. We also like to listen to those fucking crazy.
And we're primed from youth to see that as real.
Exactly, and we're also primed to listen to those stories and believe these stories, but we're also primed to tell stories. So it's part, the way I see it, it's just part of human nature and everything like that. You know, you have to be able to see through.
Too, there's always, everybody's going to try to one-up the story.
You know,
they want to have a better story.
Have one scarier than the last one.
They've got to recreate, you know, they have to recreate the wheel. Like, you know, they want to reinvent the wheel, so they have to tell a story that's better, something that's more outlandish, something that no one possibly has thought of yet. So they're going to take it to the outer rim. And those are the stories that usually captivate people at first, because none of it it's explainable, I guess, but they can't prove it. It's not provable. This is the problem, is the lack of evidence, period. Like, there's no evidence. Like, you're looking for evidence. Where's the evidence? All these years, all this talk, and the one thing that we still haven't got is evidence. That's what I'd love to see, is some evidence of anything.
Like Bob Lazar.
Well, that's same here. I'd love to be able to post something that was real.
Losing them again. Yeah, I don't think it's a Wi-Fi issue. I think it's just a poor internet issue up there. We kind of lost you.
Yeah, we lost
what you were saying.
No, borderline thing.
So.
Yeah, that I'd love to be able to post something real too.
Yeah, someday, you know. But like with Bob Lazar, all right, you got all this, you did all this stuff. Where's your 115? Where's your Element 115? Where's your Muscovium? Put it on a table, dude. God, you should have walked. He should have walked into. He should have walked into to Joe Rogan and slammed it right down on the desk in front of him.
Bang! Here you
Bam!
go, Joe.
Here you go, Joe.
Make me a rock
This is how we
star.
start the story.
That's right.
That's it, right there. It should have been the fucking main thing of the movie. Right?
Yeah.
And he should have been showing his particle accelerator around his property, how he makes it and everything.
All the time spent in UFO, he could put an ashtray at the table.
He's brought nothing to the table.
Couldn't bring nothing.
And then even sitting on Joe Rogan, he's talking about having a migraine and everything, and he didn't really want to do this stuff. It's always what Bob Lazar didn't want to do. I didn't want to do this stuff. I didn't want to tell anybody. Well, you've been telling people for 30 years now plus, and you've accomplished nothing. Except for the fact that you keep talking about you're not making any money, but now you went on the #1 podcast in the world, and I'm pretty sure that wherever Amazon Prime or wherever your documentary is right now, I'm pretty sure it's doing very well, because people who didn't see it all went over to see the stuff that he was talking about.
Bob takes a Snow White approach. I don't want to be the queen, so I'm just gonna hide to the side and sing to the birds and bees.
act like nothing's going on outside.
But in the end, he's still going to take the throne.
Yeah, it's and for people to believe him, they're like, he doesn't take money, so I believe him. Oh, really? Cool. I'm not taking any money for anything that I'm saying right now. You don't believe me?
Yeah.
My story hasn't changed. That's the thing, is people like, his story hasn't changed. I'm like, no, it's
stupidity or both free.
Exactly. But if you listen to his story, it's changed. It's changed quite a lot since he first came out back in 1989 and told his story. 1 month after he left the project, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna break all these non-disclosure agreements and all these fucking, this 6 hours of paperwork that he supposedly fucking had to sign and everything about not doing what he's doing, and now, he's been just doing that ever since.
And here it is 30 years later, and he's still talking about, well, there's still stuff I can't say because, I can't say it. But what do you mean you can't say it at this point? In 30 years, they've done nothing to you.
Nothing
They've
to
made no
you. They're
attempt
not
to
gonna-
take you out, nothing. So now all of a sudden you've disclosed all this supposed top secret information. Now there's something else that you can tell us that you can't tell us, because if you tell us now, they're going to take you out, Bob? Because they didn't think in 30 years you hadn't told friends
I think
in
on Joe
secret?
Rogan, he mostly covered that by saying, it's been so long, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great fucking excuse.
But
It's
the
a
stuff that
fucking
he wants
shitty
to
excuse.
remember, you see how it almost feels like with Bob when you listen to him, that there's things that in those 30 years, because he's definitely a smart guy. I don't think he's dumb. I don't think he's uneducated. I don't think he's the education he claims he's got, but I think he's smart enough. But if you listen to him when he's talking about the elements and charts and stuff, he's spot on. It's like it's just rolling off that brain of his, that big brain. But then when there's certain questions what he kind of doesn't want to answer, or questions that are kind of tough and he knows are going to lead down a road that might make him say something he shouldn't say, it's the, I got a migraine, or Jeremy, Jerry Court, whatever the fuck, is it Jeremy Corbell?
Jeremy.
He jumps in and he becomes the savior and he starts to lead the conversation and take it other places and make sure he gives Bob time to recover. It's like it's comedy. It's just really bad comedy.
Like you said when we were
Bob
talking.
is a very intelligent man,
Yep.
but intelligence is learned, education is purchased. So what he has is a wide range of abilities and a propensity for pathological lying.
That's for sure.
But he knows enough. Do you think he?
I can't say he's not smart. He runs a camera company. He's clearly an intelligent man. He has, like, his W2 proofs. He worked at Los Alamos. But he's not what he says he is. And I mean, most of what he has said, like, even with his one thing, those elements were being discussed in the 1960s.
Yeah, that's the thing is everybody's like, well, they did. They didn't make that until after that, but
it's science fiction now. It's just made up one story.
People are going to want to believe what they want to believe. That's what it comes down to. No matter how much evidence, I mean, over these 30 years, too, there's been plenty of evidence, plenty of people, rest in peace to Stanton Freeman, there's Steve Canby, and there's different people who are, C.W. Chanter. There's all kinds of people out here who are actually doing research. When Bob first came out and people like that, they had the advantage of the fact that the internet and stuff was not around, or at least it wasn't the form that it is now, where anybody can pretty much do some research with their phones, with their computers, sitting at home and spending some time to do some background on these people, who they say they are and what they do. They had the advantage of that stuff not being here. So now, with all this stuff, all this technology, that it kind of works to the disadvantage to them. That's why even him being on Joe Rogan, he's in an element he's not very comfortable in. You can tell he wasn't comfortable, and he said, I didn't want to be there. He probably didn't want to be there, but of course they know what it was going to do for their ratings.
Joe Rogan
Well, if he wanted
fanboying
to
out.
be comfortable, he could have just went over and Joe would give him a big hug. That interview was one fanboy fine, I'll tell you.
It was like the biggest fanboy interview I've ever seen Joe Rogan do, and he's done a few of them, but that was like the worst.
Yeah, I don't even feel like he was like a fanboy to Elon Musk, anything like that. Like people, you'd be like, okay, this dude, like Elon Musk, you'd think would be someone, you're sitting in a room with someone who's making major moves based on his intelligence and knowing what to do with this stuff. You're sitting with a room like him, you get him high and stuff, and that to you was the coolest thing. But then
That
Bob
Elon Musk
Lazar
interview
walks
was
in.
great.
Right, you have Bob Lazar who walks in, who's nothing like a Elon Musk, not even a tenth of that man as far as education, as far as just doing things. And you're sitting there acting like fucking Superman walked in the room and sat down, or like an alien actually walked in the room or something.
I know.
Like it's almost like what it was, like almost like an alien walked in the room and he was just captivated by this alien. It was weird to see, to be honest with you. Watching Joe
believing
Rogan
everything that he says and not picking up on like that he lied like 50 fucking times in the first 30 minutes of the episode.
Bob Lazar might have Prince eyes.
Well,
Maybe that's
yeah,
what
I
it
mean,
is.
if you watch the Tom DeLonge interview, he's harder on Bob Lazar in the Tom DeLonge interview than he was with Bob Lazar in person.
I know, and that's the thing is Rogan's talked to Stanton Freeman and everything like that. Rogan knows everything that Stanton's presented about Bob Lazar and said about Bob Lazar, and then for him to just sit down and be like, "Oh, Stanton, who? What? I never heard of that stuff before. Tell me more, Bob."
Yeah, well, he didn't even take the time to question Bob and his education or anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He didn't question him really about anything. The questions he asked was like fucking like a little 10-year-old. You touched the UFO? Oh my God, tell me about it. What did it feel like? It was just.
Well, he was
stupid.
being gentle. He knew that Bob had a fucking migraine. He had to be. I'm sure they weren't smoking weed. They weren't doing anything. But you also realize that Joe is in a disadvantage. Like, he wasn't in his normal habitat. He wasn't in that normal space. He wasn't smoking weed. His brain wasn't open. They were probably really sanitized in the room because Gentle Bob was there and he had a migraine and shit. The biggest interview of his fucking life. And that literally the biggest interview that man. Wow. Did you hear that? I don't know I did that, but the biggest.
He's just screaming in the mic.
I'm sorry. What is? I'm not screaming.
What is going on?
Yeah, what is going on? Oof.
Hello, hello, hello. It's not mine. It's something with your name.
But it might be me.
No, that wasn't.
No,
That's
it's,
no.
yeah, something's wrong with your mic. You might have to switch your mic out or something.
Unless you guys go low tech and I straight up phone you.
We used to be able to do that.
We used to
don't
be
have
able to do
ability
that,
anymore.
yeah, but now we don't.
Yeah, we used to have actually where you could just call right into the show, but we don't have that feature anymore.
Check his wire. I don't know. Either that or your microphone shit in the bed right now because nobody's touched any wires. That's the only thing it could be.
Yo, chat, you guys can hear that, right?
I don't know if the people in chat can hear it, but it's gone now.
Yeah, hold on. We're having technical and difficulties
clear
on
down
our
there.
end, too.
Nah, your mic was unplugged a little bit, that's why.
All right.
How did that happen? Because it wasn't before.
I don't know, man.
No clue.
Talking to it again?
Hello, hello, hello.
There we go. We're back.
Yeah,
All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
The ghost got us.
But yeah, that was like I was saying.
Oh, no, it's not.
It might just be that too, because sometimes whatever. But let's continue. I'll just try not
Go to
to
the machine.
move this up a little bit away
Try
from
not
me.
to scream in the mic and it would be fun.
Stop yelling at me. Don't yell at me. Here, I'll go.
Jiggy
like
gets
this.
really passionate when he talks, and he likes to scream in the
I
mic.
don't scream in the mic. You know when I'm screaming. Trust me, I've screamed recently and got loud and
Doesn't
shit,
sit up.
had attitude. But like I was saying, it just didn't seem like for it. He.
What'd they say? Did they say they don't hear it?
I think that they don't hear what. I don't. They probably don't hear what we're talking about. They don't hear that. It might just be something in here. Just
Oh,
like,
okay.
I don't know. Whatever.
Gotcha.
Okay. Okay. We're back. Sorry, but Bob Lazar got across what he wanted to get across. Let's just put it like that. He was able to go in there, kind of control the situation, control the interview enough to say what he needed to say to get people fishing enough to want to go care about what he's doing. People who didn't know who Bob Lazar who he was before, know who he is now. So there's millions of people who may have not ever heard that name before, but now completely are all searching his stuff, doing his stuff. But if they're not going to be hopefully doing some diligence and finding some of the videos that are up there in the searches, that'll be, the people who are doing a little bit of pushback and actually putting out the real information about this clown and that he's not who he says he is or did what he says he did.
Well, he'll get his skeptics and he's going to get a share of believers. That's just what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's pretty much across the board anyways. I mean, there's not even just to pick on just Bob. I mean, there's so many of them. I mean, you see them even on Instagram. And you see some of the people we've talked about, some of the people who are kind of just, and they shine a light on themselves. That's the thing, is a lot of these people shoot themselves in the foot and start opening their mouths, and they go from peace and love and wanting to cure you and help you to ascend and stuff, to telling you that they're bosses and they're kingpins and they
Get your vibrations up.
yeah, exactly. I don't think they know anything about a high vibration. I really
worked
don't.
in an ER for a while. When you get your vibration up too far, they need forces.
you get your vibration up, and then you need bracelets, you need necklaces, you need a whole bunch of products, you need everything. That's how you get your vibration up. You need all that stuff to do it, and they're selling the products. Of course. Good business.
Sounds like a UFO outside.
More money in hawking to believers than there would be in actually speaking against it.
Yeah, well, that's it's a good thing we're not in this for the money, right?
Well, we haven't sold anything.
Exactly.
We don't have any products. We're not pushing anything. That's not really what it's ever been about. Not at all. Like I said, we've given away more T-shirts and fucking ashtrays and stuff than we've ever sold and stuff. It's just kind of how it's been. It's never really been about the money. It's been about trying to find the truth. And then you come across these people and all these stories and stuff that like a Bob Lazar, like John Lear's, the Phil Schneiders, all these people whose stories have been around for a long time. Yeah, I mean, it just a sad man. His story is one of the saddest stories ever. And when you first hear these stories,
that man, a terrible life.
Yeah, his life is just his story is just a miserable, sad story, and what he put himself through basically with a lot of it, and it's just So. Yeah, that's what I think. I think a lot of these people they do. Like Corey Good, dude's got to have some type of a mental issue. He's got some type of a mental issue. These people to be saying the things that they say and doing the things that they do, it's just something's not wired right upstairs on these people. You know.
Well, with the level some of them reach, I wouldn't be surprised if they're not slipping to like a mania or a episode.
I think some of these dudes just started telling stories, and they told such good stories they got caught up in their stories, and that they don't even know how to come back from it, and that they have to keep creating more stories to keep the story going. They're just bad actors.
Yeah, some of them are, but there's certain things where you start to see, and you're like, well, dude, wait a second. They're putting themselves like on the with the whole doxing thing with Corey Good and all that and everything. They're putting that, and that's more than just going out and telling stories. That's like fucking, messing with people's lives.
But that's trying to keep it all going too. Dude, listen,
I know
they're at the point where they're walking on stage and they're being
crazy.
Introduced as rock stars and people. That is what they want. That is that same hype that ministers and people like that try to get.
But when you start doing it at that level of things, that's a crazy level of things. It's maniacal and stuff like that. There's something psychologically wrong. When you tweet people at the FBI, when the FBI specifically says, do not add us in your tweets, we cannot help you or anything like that, there's something not right up there. He can read that. He's gone to the FBI's fucking thing.
But he also
can
probably
see
thinks
that
that they're not going
to
care then that they're being added. He may have them blocked. They may not even see the tweets that he puts out there in a sense from him, but they may see the rest of it. It's
at that point.
That's what I'm saying. He's got something there. I mean, he's not a stupid person at all, but there's certain things in his head that are saying, yeah, sure, why not? Fucking let me tell my kids all about this and everything. I
don't know if he's telling his kids about that.
Oh, but there is when you go and you read all the stuff about him and you go into it and stuff.
What I know is that I see that this dude is in Hawaii and all this stuff and traveling and living this cool ass life. And in his mind, after meeting these people and spend time, they think they are rock stars. They are living the life. They think and they want that shit to continue. It's the same thing with singers and rappers and any celebrity. They don't want that celebrity to go away.
Is when they don't have that switch to say, okay, that's not something okay to do for me to keep doing this. I shouldn't be doing this no longer because this is not right. But the crazy part's like, nah, just fuck it. Go ahead and do it, dude, because we're fucking living the life, dude. We want to go to Taiwan next week. You know what I mean? They don't have that on and off switch.
That's the same as religion. That's the same as a lot.
Exactly. That's where it comes into where it starts to go over the line.
It's all about the money.
Of the crazy thing. Well, money drives people crazy.
Well, they want the money.
Money, the fame, the recognition, the attention.
Exactly. They found a place. They found a kind of a subculture within all this stuff where they could actually be celebrities in a sense where they probably would have never any other place in life. That they found their little niche and they just keep running with it.
It's acceptance and praise.
Exactly. That's all the stuff that growing up that they listened to in movies and comic books and everything that they read from sci-fi and all the type of shit. It all came together for them when they probably started watching this stuff. See, most people, again, we're still looking for the truth. It's not that we're not believers. We're just trying to find the truth. Most people get into this stuff and start to do research and want to find the truth. They're still looking for the truth. But then you have people like that who got into this stuff and then said, wait a minute, well, I'm just going to one-up this guy. Let me tell a better story than the stories I've been hearing on Coast to Coast AM. And then David Wilcox calls in, and for the first time as the time traveling with the same fucking voice and stuff. And then years later, here we are. Well, how many years? 20-something years later, and he's still spewing the same kind of shit, the regurgitated stuff, but it's changed. The story's changed. And in that time span, David Wilcox, through the help of Guy and all this stuff, has become famous. Through all that stuff, he's brought up the Corey Goods, and he's brought up all these other people along with him.
Hey, Corey, David Wilcox just a narcissistic fucking bastard. Corey Good, there's something, even when you watch him talking and stuff like that, he's got the psychopathic traits and stuff like that. When you look into it and stuff, and the traits of a psychopath and stuff, he's a narcissist too. But David Wilcox is that's his probably biggest thing is he's a
look
narcissist,
at their work. I don't
and
even
he
know
likes
how
all
people
that. And
believe
stuff,
it. Like Jesus beings, those things are ridiculous.
They're just in character. They're just going to be in character 24 hours a day until not 24 hours a day, because when they go home, I'm sure they got to get out of character sometime. But I mean, their wives and everything are all in on it. So I mean, it's the whole family of fucking.
Well, yeah.
The Brady Bunch or whatever. They think they're the Brady Bunch or the Partridge Family, but they
be
just.
a character, or you can have character. That's a choice you make in life.
These people are characters. They're definitely characters, and they're not even interesting
Cartoon characters.
They're not even. Listen, cartoons were entertaining. There's a difference. These folks aren't even really entertaining. Like we listen to their stuff because you have to listen to what they're talking about, especially now because we're the Dark Alliance according to them. Folks who have any kind of pushback, so you have to listen to what they're saying. But cartoons are entertaining.
Yeah, I don't know if
they're not entertaining.
I don't know if he knows all that and everything. You know Corey Good and David Wilcox out, right? Okay, you know how they talk about the cabal, the evil cabal, and the Dark Alliance. It used to be like the Illuminati and the government and stuff. Do you know who the Dark Alliance is now? We are. Us and the people that confront him and talk about it. So he adds us to the FBI and stuff, say, hey, look at these guys, they're harassing me on the internet and stuff, and some internet law firms and some other people like that I've told you to check out, like C.W. Chanter and some other people that
Mysterious Forces
that question the things that he say, and you know what I mean? And we confront them on this stuff. I mean, there's a long list of people and stuff, and we are now the Dark Alliance. We're the ones that are working to stop them in their work that they're doing. We're not. It's not the Illuminati now. That's how much their story has changed. And 90% of their followers can't even see that. They're like, wait a second, hold on. 3 months ago, you were saying that Hillary Clinton and
BBC published that the Illuminati was just a letter writing campaign from Playboy. I guess it's not in vogue now.
That's how it works.
Exactly. So that's and people are like, oh yeah, that seems about right. Yeah, these guys on the internet. That's yeah. You're
an idiot.
I thought it was all these people in the government and stuff, but I guess it could be some dudes on the internet with a radio show and some YouTube channels and stuff like that. Stopping the good work of David Wilcox and Corey Good.
You are a huge nerd.
Jordan Bleach Boy Sather.
Well, now you can see just how much of an impact you've had. You've defeated the Illuminati.
Yeah, and we took their place now. Yes.
We've taken the Illuminati.
Joke's on you guys, we are the Illuminati.
Somewhere in a basement in the Northeast.
That's true. I never looked at it that way. Everybody out there, we've defeated the Illuminati. We have now taken over. We are the new Dark Alliance.
I'm part of the Dank Alliance. I don't that dark.
We are so powerful. We defeated the Illuminati.
What'd you say?
You gotta fire up Project Blue Beam and get that thing working. Nobody else has that rung.
Oh.
Yeah.
Listen, we are the Dank Alliance.
Smoke weed
It's like
every
10
day.
years. Wrap that up.
That's what I'm. See, that's the thing. Is 5 years ago, everybody is like all worried, like, don't trust the government, don't trust anything that they say and stuff. They're trying to get a new world order and one government, and they're gonna fake an alien invasion. And now 5 years later, everybody's like, trust the mainstream media, trust the government, go Q. Aliens are coming. Let's get together, everybody. And I'm like, hello, did you guys not forget about what you were all saying 5 years ago and what the problem was? This is exactly what you guys are rooting for right now?
Yeah, well, because
how fucking stupid are you?
Hello, they got the ultimate guy in office. That's their guy. That's their dude. He's speaking their language. He's talking about, we got the Space Force coming, the secret Space Force. We're going to do it all. We're going to take over everything.
What language is that anyway? It's not English.
Oh, that's the language that they love. He's speaking their language. That's why they're all pumped up. 5 years ago it was a whole different regime and stuff. Now it's more everything they can use their word salads, as you always call it, and toss that salad and get it to the point where everything sounds like it's working in their favor. Anybody with common sense, but that's the problem again.
The aliens show up. It'd be like Mars attacks.
Oh, I don't see, but that's the whole thing. Why should the rest of us have to go down because the aliens show up for those clowns? You know, that they want to ascend and stuff. Leave, go, goodbye. Like ascend, do whatever you got to do. Hurry up and do it. Finish your Ascension mystery schools. Finish whatever vibration, vibranium, adamantium, whatever they need. They need to get it. I've offered to give them rides to whatever. If there's an Ascension airport, if there's like an Ascension bus or something, if there's a meetup, I will give them rides to that place, and they can all go ascend. Like, just go do it. Why are they still stuck here? It just seems for years they've been preparing to go, but they're still stuck here with the rest of us.
They can get their vibration higher if they hook that vibrator up to a car battery.
They get their vibrations higher that they actually did some real work. If they weren't out there bullshitting. These folks talk about peace and love on one hand, but then they talk about tribunals, they talk about hangings, dragging peoples out their house, they talk about not allowing people due process, not allowing people the Constitution, not allowing people any kind of civil rights, any kind of rights, period. It amazes me that it's like they're trying to be is it the hand of justice, the little scale there that kind of weighs each way. But if you really listen,
they're really racist and anti-Semitic too.
Absolutely,
fucking giant racist, fucking anti-Semitic bastards.
It's a militant cult.
They're militant cults. They're sad cults. It's a sad state of affairs because it's about exclusion. It has nothing to do with including everybody. You would think that, even religion in most cases tries to preach that everybody at some point can get to heaven or Valhalla or wherever it is you're going to go. You can get there through some kind of redemption or whatever. But with these folks, it's just like they're trying to go to a whole nother place where we don't even exist. We're not going to be good enough to go. Bye.
To Zeta Reticuli.
Yeah.
There we go.
The same regurgitated fucking...
On one of the crafts that Bob saw in Area 51.
Bob probably got his ticket. He already got the golden ticket.
Damn straight. We're getting Nancy Lider with us. We're going to fly past New York, get cheeseburgers.
He's going to take John Lear with him. Maybe Linda Moulton Howe, too. Take all those folks with him. Since they're all believers.
Why not?
They all kind of tell the same fucking stories anyways. I actually follow John Lear on Facebook.
I'm all outside of the rocket.
Yeah. I feel bad for John Lear at this point because he's getting older and he's just struggling with things, and you watch him on Facebook and stuff, but I don't know. It's the way I used to, that was somebody I used to love to hear his stories, and I always kind of knew that he just sounded kind of like a kook, but he just had so many stories that I just believed that these people would just sit John Lear down and just tell him the most outlandish stories they possibly could think of, because they knew, as they kind of say in the hood, he was going to go run tell that, and that he was just going to go tell everybody he could. And he's had access to coast. He's done tons of interviews everywhere. I don't know if you've heard though, but the most famous thing about him right now is the interviews with Carrie Cassidy from his project Camelot or whatever. And he just basically keeps telling her to shut up during the interviews because she talks too much. That is so awesome, though. John Lear being John Lear.
I'm going to have to look that one up.
Yeah, there should be on YouTube. The clips are there. She's interviewing him, and he's said in the past that she's kind of long-winded and it's hard to do interviews with her. But he literally, like 4 or 5 times, has told her to shut up. Like, she just won't shut up. And he's like, "You need to shut up. Like, let me talk." It's awesome. If you enjoy John Lair, that's him at his best.
I find his stories entertaining.
Oh, his stories have always been.
His stuff I'll have to follow up with more.
That's what I'm saying. I think that John Lair, I don't know how much of a drinker or whatever he was, but I think he just had a group of drinking buddies, and because of his connection to planes and stuff and spending all that time in the air with all these people, that some of these people probably did see stuff, and what it was, whatever, UFOs, I could dig that. But as far as aliens and then, Bigfoot coming from Mars and the different things that he's told, it's just kind of a hodgepodge of stuff that either he made up some incredible stories, or like I said again, he just had all these people who was like, John's the go-to guy. Like, we know that he's going to go spread this information, so let's tell him. He's just the guy to go do it, and he had the access to do it. Everybody knows John Lair.
Exactly.
Everybody knows John Lair. Like, if you're into any of this stuff, even if you're into ghosts, you're going to know John Lair. He has a connection to anything.
It's either unidentified, or a test, or a private aircraft, or just something you aren't sure of. But you don't get to say alien until you've got alien in your hand.
Exactly. Once you know it's an alien craft, it's no longer unidentified. It's no longer a UFO. It's an alien craft.
Exactly.
Been saying that for people for years. They're like, what are you talking about? UFOs is aliens, right? And I'm like, no, it's an unidentified flying object. And once you identify it as an alien craft, it's an alien craft. It's no longer a UFO. You know what it is. Once you identify it as a plane, it's a plane. You broke up a little bit there at the end, and I didn't quite make the whole thing.
You guys see that last one with the Avro car that I did?
Oh yeah. That's exactly the type of things and stuff that's an actual, that if you saw that flying, that's a UFO. But guess what? It's man-made, and that's what a lot of these things that people are seeing is something that's man-made, whether it's ours or Russia or one other country or some kid in his backyard, whatever the fuck it is, building a drone and shit. That's what all this shit is. Or it's like Bob Lazar saw that fucking Aero car thing back in the day and everything when it was coming out and stuff. And he's like, yeah, I'll use this in a story at some point and stuff. And he did. He fucking did. Same thing. He probably heard about the heavier elements and stuff that were possible that they couldn't make at that time or whatever, that they knew was possible and shit like that. And he's like, yeah, I'll just say we got element 115, you know what I mean? Because it's not out there, but I know it's at some point it will be, and that will make me look really good because I know they're working on it. He probably knew that they've tried to work it and they were working on these types of things. It just took a little bit longer than he fucking hoped for, probably. That's what a lot of these people do with these stories. They find these
even the whole zero reticular angle comes from a abduction story in 1961.
Exactly, yeah. They find these stories in the old books and stuff, or they find...
I mean, she had no proof either. She just drew a picture of a star map that she thought was close.
Oh, you talk about Betty Hill?
Betty Hill, Barney and Betty Hill and stuff. That's what, yeah. And it comes from that. And people are like David Wilcox, I'll use for example. He's a fucking... He loves to cherry pick the fuck out of fucking shit. Deepak Chopra too, especially if it's got the word quantum in it and everything like that. But they find like these little obscure magazines like that, science magazines that not the average person's going to be reading and stuff, especially people into aliens and everything, about things that are going to be coming out, or things that are happening, technologies and things that are on the verge of breaking through and stuff. And they find these things and shit, and they'll throw it out there. They drop it. They cast the hook out there, like they said, just mention it casually and stuff. And then a little while later, it comes up and it's in the news. Oh, breakthrough technology and stuff. They're like, see, I knew that was going to happen and everything. I predicted that 5 years ago and shit. But then you go back and like the Wayback Machine or something, and you go back and through some science article, and you're like, yeah, cool. Then why was it in this fucking article right here 6 months before you fucking said it on your website, dickhead?
But again, you have.
That's like Apex TV and their smartphone crap.
Emery Smith with all the stuff that he tries to talk about that he's invented and stuff, and that he's part of, and that he's going to come out with and everything. But I don't know. These people are so smart. He's another one. He's got 3 PhDs. He's an astronaut. He works for NASA and all this stuff. But these people have. Why are you making a fucking circuit for concerts and UFO conventions and all this stuff. Why wouldn't you go work for NASA? Then why aren't you working for, we have friends who are astrophysicists and stuff who work for where they should work. Who work for NASA, work for DARPA, work for companies they should work for, because these people are intelligent, have the credentials to prove their intelligence. They're working and they're making money, yet you have these guys who are making the circuit but always talking about they're broke or whatever, or they're having fundraisers or GoFundMes or whatever. I just don't get it.
Oh, they're all broke. Half the paranormal investigators that look at are nearly bankrupt.
Yeah, the only ones who really made money from it are Ghost Hunters, Zach Bagans and stuff. Those guys, Ghost Adventures, the kind of pioneer shows in that field and stuff. And everybody since then has just been kind of chasing them. I mean, it's you're not gonna get rich being a paranormal investigator unless you come up with the evidence that's conclusive evidence that can convince at least swing more than 50% of the people of the population of Earth to believe that what you found is actually true.
Well, even Zach and his damn demon house.
Demon house, everything. Listen, you got to give him credit. He's still going strong. He's still got a good following. His shows and stuff is still popular, I guess.
Of course, they will be.
And they're bringing Ghost Hunters
He chose
coming
the
back.
side that makes money.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Ghost Hunters is coming back. They have a new version of the show with just Grant, but with a new team and whatever. And it's, I guess.
Yes, again, though.
They gotta get a new team. Didn't that one cameraman sell them out for scenes?
I don't listen. Just the breakups, the makeups, all that stuff. I don't. It's a sticky situation. It's mucky waters.
Who knows?
Always sticky when someone screws you over.
Yes, it is. All right. Let's see.
I always get a kick out of these ghost hunters when they're out there with like EMF meters and they're checking infrared in these abandoned houses. And they've got their little recorders out to get their white noise readings.
Yeah, we go on investigations and stuff like that.
And they're like, oh, we got old spots. Well, no shit. It's an abandoned house. It's got cold spots.
Exactly. Or I'm picking up something on my meter and there's a camera and a microphone. They're picking up something on their meter and there's a camera and a microphone hanging over above it. And no wonder why you're picking up something.
Camera, microphone, 6 batteries, and a radium watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh.
Most of those the shows are they just are what they are.
But that's why when we do,
yeah,
it's hard to come up and to figure out a way to actually catch this stuff and to be able to recreate it instead of just make something that looks like it's something and everything like that. That's why we have a little bit of more of a scientific approach, or we want to try and take it, and that's why we don't like we have some ideas, some things and stuff to do, and the way we do things are a little bit different than most other people that go out looking for this stuff. They go to a place once and they're like, oh yeah, I heard a sound, so that proves what I'm saying. No, go back there and repeat it and get the sound to happen 60 fucking times on something fucking different, on different recorders, whatever, and do stuff and everything. Because there's got to be stuff that's happening and stuff, There's too many people.
If you don't have hosts, it's gonna keep talking.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, in order for it to be provable, scientific, we have to have the evidence. We have to repeat the fucking experiment. We have to repeat the fucking whatever's happening. It has to keep on happening. Just a whole bunch of random experiences at a whole bunch of abandoned places all over the world doesn't fucking add up to ghosts. So that's the problem with the way that most people approach it and everything.
Not with the amount of it that can be faked.
Exactly, and then there's all the fake stuff out there and everything, so there's not enough people approaching it in a scientific way and everything like that, and then to do it in an actual scientific way, it costs money and everything like that, and again, we're not doing this for money and stuff, so it's just, finding shit and fucking trying to come up with something and we can do something to fucking prove whatever we're trying to prove and shit,
We're gonna catch a ghost. Ghost is gonna come hang. We're gonna catch it.
I'm building a proton pack, but don't tell anybody.
Bigfoot's gonna smoke a blunt with us.
It'll be up for sale to be determined.
Ghostbusters with a license nuclear reactor in the back.
Yeah, no, I'm not strapping anything to my back. The girls is just gonna want to come chill with us. That's it. It'll happen. Same thing with Bigfoot. Bigfoot's gonna come smoke a blunt with us. Aliens gonna come down if they are out there and just be like, fuck it, these are the people we want to go chill with. They're cool. Let's go talk to them. Watch.
I feel that would really go out big.
What was that about Bigfoot? You broke
Bigfoot
up.
seems to have a lot of anxiety.
Well, wouldn't you? If Bigfoot is real,
You could use a blunt.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bigfoot's probably looking for some cool, chill people. Everybody wants to kill Bigfoot, find Bigfoot, and hurt Bigfoot. All these tales, if Bigfoot is real, Bigfoot was cool at some point. He watched all his homies get slaughtered.
Probably hunted
murdered.
to like extinction and shit, you know what I mean? So that's why he's always high stepping when people see him.
Yeah, he don't want nothing to do with us.
All these grainy ass videos, he's always high stepping the other way. He ain't never fucking coming towards anybody. You know?
Got weighted powder on him. You got to be like, Bob, it's enough. You can take this dude off. Come smoke a blunt.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yeah, most of them they are. You know, there's a chance there could be something out there. I think a lot of them, like especially like Florida, they call it the skunk ape. There's probably, because I know people in Florida that had fucking apes in their house. And fucking alligators and all kinds of fucking animals and shit at some point, and they got the fuck out and they live in the fucking woods now, and they live in the swamps and stuff like that. That's what I'm thinking in a lot of these places where people may be seeing something. Who the fuck knows?
Hey, they just found a cat.
That wouldn't surprise me.
It could be bear. I've seen bear walk on fucking hind legs all the time. And they can do it for a good amount of time. They don't just stand up and take 2 steps and stuff. They can run at you on 2 legs.
I am bear have been mistaken as Bigfoot multiple times.
Oh yeah, all the time and stuff. So I think a lot of it, that's what it comes down to. But there's still that plausible chance that there might be that one undiscovered, because we discover new creatures all the time, all different sizes, from little tiny microbes all the way up to birds and fucking squirrels and fucking other animals and shit.
Cat foxes. They just found a cat that's like a cat fox.
Yeah, see, all different shit. There could be something out there, but I don't know, because it's really fucking big, and the odds of us still not being able to find it with all these satellites and shit like that, I don't know. But there's a slim possibility that it.
My issue has always been the Park Service puts out hair traps to track animal movement, and they've never once gotten a hair sample that was unknown.
Exactly. So that's obviously not working.
This thing's just a snag, just hitting just some hair off you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, maybe Bigfoot's hair doesn't come off like that, you know?
But no Bigfoot hair.
No Bigfoot hairs. Yep, that's where we got to try and figure out a way to figure
All
out.
these Bigfoot footprints, why don't we ever get any Bigfoot aspirins?
I know, Bigfoot ain't never sitting down anywhere. Don't ever see his aspirin on the fucking mud or anything like that, you know?
Even like a handprint, like leaning up against a tree, maybe, like just chilling.
Like a big muddy handprint because he just was digging in the mud or whatever. I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
That might not be mud though, because Bigfoot might not use toilet paper, so just be careful.
People like that, why not him?
Yep.
Jiggy stole his toenail clippers.
What?
Bigfoot's toenail clippers.
Everybody's a fucking comedian.
Never found Bigfoot toenails either.
They call me Bigfoot because I wear a size 15, but one foot's bigger than the other. That's why. Because my ankle has a plate and screws and shit and everything. So.
So you need to track in the woods and you walk circles.
What'd you say?
You'll be easy to track in the woods. You'll walk in circles.
Oh. You can see me in the woods pretty much. We go out in the woods. We go hiking and stuff. We've been hiking and yeah. No one's thought I was Bigfoot yet.
Not yet. Sure they will at some point.
That's a plus. They might first ask questions later.
So who else? We've talked about some people. We've picked on David Wilcock. We've picked on Emery Smith a little bit. Corey Good, Bob Lazar. Who else kind of sticks in your like kind of gets like the people who are kind of the faces that you've kind of become the bitter skeptic, like definitely likes to talk about or see what they're doing and point out the inconsistencies in their bullshit.
Oh, I tend to point myself occasionally at some mediums just kind of follow up and see what they're doing, like even like that bullshit Long Island Medium
The Long Island Medium.
or Apocalypse Cult, like Anti-Lighter.
He said the Long Island Medium. That's funny. She's still making money.
Occasionally, I watch for the like old cults and things like that.
Yeah. Now you just use the internet.
Standouts from it.
Once you find something that you just want to fucking post about, you just use the internet like.
Yeah, definitely Nancy. And even some of the other pages, Connecting Consciousness, I get sent to their posts often.
Oh yeah, they put up a lot of fucking shit, fucking crazy shit. It's just some of the stuff and again, if some of these people actually did like your B-17 posts and stuff, because when I first looked in, I heard about that and stuff, so I started to look into that, because I knew people with cancer and stuff and everything, so I'm like, let me look into that, and I'm like, oh fuck, good thing I don't tell nobody about that one. I could fucking kill somebody here. It's fucking ridiculous. And people literally, they put this stuff up there like it's fucking fact. And like, yeah.
Jordan says
Master Okamoto, how many times I had that stupid water experiment for rice.
Yeah, I know that his work is a little bit, but I've done some experiments with that, and I've done it in a very controlled scientific way and everything like that, very extremely sterile and stuff. And I've had some results that are similar to what the stuff that he says and everything like that, you know what I mean? Because I grow mushrooms and everything, so everything's got to be sterile. I know how to pressure cook everything. I know how to sterilize the whole situation and put the rice in there, and it's sterile rice and everything, and sterilize it. So there's nothing in there and everything that can hopefully happen and do all this stuff. And I have a still air box and stuff with hoods and stuff, so I can make sure when I'm prepping and doing all this stuff that minimum contaminants get in there. And I've also frozen water, and water freezes is really weird fucking freezing water, because sometimes it will freeze, fucking make some nice little snowflake fucking designs and shit like that, and then other times it's fucking all crazy and shit. That's just on its own. So I don't know if talking to it's fucking doing anything there either, so you know what I mean? But just to say, but I know the whole thing with the whatever the fuck his name is there, the Japanese, Mr. Moto, fucking, and his water experiments and stuff, it never really, he wasn't as controlled and everything as he made it out to be, and his work had a lot of flaws and stuff and everything. There's a lot of, I mean, people now, they come to me, what about this? Oh, what about this guy? I'm like, well, people, just look it up. Just look at go and look at. Don't just read what this person posted on fucking a meme on their fucking Instagram page or Facebook page. Look at who the person is. Look up the history of this fucking Miyamoto.
That's the new way of reading.
Exactly. That's the scary thing. That's people are fucking trained to boom. I see that.
They take this one little bite, and that's all it is now.
I saw it on Facebook. It's real.
Well, that's their new news. That's the way the news is discerned now. That's how people get their news. So it's like if they used to watch the 3 or 4 channels that gave you your news, that was the word.
And they believe it because, this person has 100,000 followers, so it must be true.
Sounds like somebody we know.
And 40 today.
Yeah, it's
it's wild the amount of bad info that's out there.
It is. It's fucking insane amount of fucking bad info.
And it's bad how many people are taking that bad info and not doing any research themselves and trying to figure out that shit is bad info. They're just running with it.
I think a lot of people know a lot of this stuff is like bad info because, like, again, the B-17 thing, we'll use that example and everything like that. If people were actually believing that and doing that stuff, we'd be hearing a lot more about it. There'd be a lot more sick people out there getting sick from doing that or killing themselves and everything.
There'd be a lot more people checking in science.
Yeah, but the problem is, too, is that you find out like something like the MMS, like the bleach. That's not something that they're doing here, what they're doing in other countries and targeting poor people in poor countries and poor areas.
They were targeting a lot of people.
So that's
here
what I
and
said, we
stuff,
know
and
that
then they found out what it does, and that's a prime example of, okay, people believe this, people were actually doing this, and then there's evidence that people got sick from it. People's fucking intestines were falling out of them. Literally, intestines were fucking coming out of them and stuff. The dogs are like, well, we can't fix this now.
That's the parasites. That's the worms.
You know,
That's how you get
and
rid of the
people sell the
worms.
shit. It's like, no, that's just, it's working. It's working. That's the bad stuff.
That's your intestines,
No,
my friend.
You can get the poison films pulled out of your teeth first. That's the problem. That's what poisons you.
So we know that backfired on them and stuff. So, but this B-17 thing, because I've looked into it, I'm like, how many people die of this shit? How often are people getting poisoned of this and stuff? And it's not a big thing and everything. So this is all over the internet, but not a lot of people are actually buying into it and trying this out for themselves, from what I can find. But I don't know. Have you dug into it anymore to see if there's actually people believing into it?
In the U.S., but it is available in Mexico.
It's not available in the U.S., but it's available.
It is available. Everything's available in Mexico, though.
And I think that they're actually using or amygdala. They're just giving you an IV, telling you what you got, both the rest.
Yeah, I think that's too. A lot of the stuff that these people are putting in.
A natural health product doesn't want to kill you. They need your money.
Yeah. It's one big scam, one big racket. That's what it all is. I think we're all in the wrong business, huh?
Well, you'd be like Billy Boy, oh silly Billy.
That chose the wrong side.
I think we all chose the wrong side. No, I don't think we did.
No, not at all. I'm good.
I joke about it, but I'm good. I'm good on this side. I like this side. I don't, but yeah, we could all be like forbidden knowledge and
forbidden nonsense.
Sell fucking
reincarnated.
Sell shout outs on fucking our Instagram and Facebook pages and talk about fucking stupid shit that fucking was made up in the 1970s.
About forbidden nonsense is this, that I want to see him fuck around with Dame Dash's money. You pumping how he's with Dame Dash? Fuck around with that dude's money. Good luck with that. Rip that dude off. Let's see how that works out for you, my friend.
He's just got to keep posting things that vaguely allude to the Naki.
He just posts random stuff. He doesn't really post his artist anymore. He's the artist now and shit. He's like Suge Knight of the fucking of this whole kind of field.
Yeah, he's really egotistical lately. I don't know. I don't really get to see what he posts. He blocked me now and stuff.
Yeah, we're
but
blocked.
I hashtag all my stuff with everything that I know. He hashtags his so that when people see post of his bullshit, then I go and post something up that shows that his bullshit is bullshit. That's what I've been doing. It's with these people. And stuff. Is I put it when I know that they're putting up something, and actually everything I put up goes underneath these people's things so that people will see their stuff and they'll see my stuff. And then they have to think. They're like, fuck, which one of these memes is true? Oh, man. Oh, the one that's got more followers usually, because they come to me like, oh, what do you know? You only got 5,000 followers. I'm like, yeah, because my followers, that's my IQ score, right?
All the time, too.
Yeah, that's my IQ score, so, if I had 100,000 followers, that means I'm way smarter, right?
Hey, it's the numbers game, man. Numbers don't lie. Sorry, we don't sponsor, we don't buy fucking... Yeah, we don't buy bots, we don't buy views, we don't buy any of that type of shit. We're good with all that. We'll take our numbers, at least the numbers we have.
I'm sure some of my followers are fucking bots and shit. I don't do blockathons like you do.
I just want to filter out the crap.
I just block them as they open their mouths and stuff. As long as they're not opening their mouths and saying stupid, like I let people talk and say something if it's somewhat intelligent and everything like that. But when they're just saying stupid and everything like that, that's when I'll throw them on the block list. I don't want to hear you fucking garbage trash shit coming out.
Yeah, that's how Twitter has become.
If you have something that's somewhat of an intellectual,
I'm fine with goofing around.
Exactly.
I'm fine with playful trolling.
But when you just
I got no issue with any of that.
Yeah,
and if you want to point out that I'm wrong, I'm one guy. I can be wrong. And I mean, I gotta actually update that B17 one because I had a guy call on and point out where I had the specifics on B17 wrong.
I know. I've seen you do that, and I've reposted things that said I've run
His
out.
info checked out, and I'm gonna fix that.
Yep.
Well, you're allowed to be wrong, though.
Exactly. That's the thing.
No issue being wrong.
I have no issues with being wrong either. I mean, that's part of life. You're not always going to be right. That's the thing. Is all these people out here think they're right about everything. They're like, well, I'm right. I'm gonna be. And once you prove them that they're wrong, it's so hard for them to admit that they're wrong. They still just go with, I'm still right. I know it's a hard thing to do, people.
Wrong.
But
wrong.
And I'm wrong, but it's right information that I want.
It's okay to admit that you're wrong sometimes, and I'm wrong. I've admitted that I've been wrong about some things, and then people have said, "Oh, well, what about this?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, yeah, you've got a point there." That's what I mean when people comment and like, "Oh, what about this source?" And I'll check their sources and stuff. I'll check what they have to say. You got to stuff. You want to, like you said, a little playing around, a little joking, funny shit, whatever. But when they just come in and they just start straight trash talking, and fucking saying stupid shit, and you're just attacking me, nothing, and it has nothing to do with what I posted or anything like that. I'm like, block. That's when they go on the block list. Other than that, if you want to follow me and do whatever, then go ahead. But plus, I don't have time to sit there and go through all my followers and see who's fucking I don't want to follow me or whatever. I'd rather those people that are fucking stupid.
Time will come. I won't be able to either.
Yeah, I would rather a lot of those people that follow me that I don't.
I celebrated 50 followers for the blockathon.
Yeah, a lot like I want people to follow me that don't believe me, because eventually they start to believe me. I've swayed a lot of people's opinions and stuff. They're like, wow, actually, the way when you put it like that and you present all the things that you present, yeah, this guy's full of shit on this post right here. And I'm like, thank you. And then I have a lot of people start to see it and shit. So I like when other people fucking comment and say things and stuff, because it gets. I'm like, all right, you want to do this? Let's do it. I got the facts lined up. What do you got? And then a lot of times they just sputter off nonsense, and I'm like, okay, moving on now.
Yeah, all of that.
You've proved my point that you don't know nothing. Thank you.
You don't know that.
I like the ones that comment just like another bullshit post with zero facts.
And they're basing their facts based on some bullshit fucking research and post from somebody else.
You can look this up. It's there. And their response is, it's well, you're lying. I'll send you whatever you want. I'll give you all.
Yeah, that's what I tell them. I just start sending them links. You want the links? I'll send them.
Most people don't want those links. They're already convinced. They're already all caught up in what they're caught up in. They don't want to move away from those points. They don't want to move away from those people.
I bump heads at the University of Crypto once in a while.
People have to. They start to have a vested interest in these people.
You're starting to break up really bad again now. Hard to hear what you said the last few things. We are getting closer towards the end.
Yeah, the audio quality might just I might have to cut.
It's all right, but we're getting closer to. We're almost to 10:30 and everything here. We can wrap it up and everything. It was a good time talking to you. Maybe sometime again when we can figure out a better way the audio and everything and get you back on here and stuff. So it's not as choppy and everything. For the most part, it was pretty good, but. You know, we've had some interactions in the chat room, and everybody likes that they can tell you're really bitter. They can hear the bitterness in your voice, and they like it.
And we also say anybody who's on Twitter to go follow him on Twitter. Twitter Skeptic.
All right, so, yeah, he's on Instagram. Are you? That's all you're on right now?
Yeah,
It's just the
Instagram,
Instagram.
I have the Twitter account. I don't really use it much.
Okay, so Twitter, but he doesn't use it up that much.
I'm
Everybody.
mostly just my bit mine around.
There you go. Have you ever thought about doing YouTube and putting up videos and showing the facts and showing the information that way instead of just a small little post? Or
I'm kind of working up some gear to try it out and see. No, I never done really anything with video, so I'm gonna have to learn on this.
I see. All right, so he'll be coming to YouTube hopefully in the future and everything with some of his information. But everybody watching, you guys want to go follow him, especially on Instagram's his main where he is, and on Twitter. You can follow him there. I post a little bit there, but you'll love the stuff that he posts. He posts a lot of good stuff, all facts. It's all facts. You can research the things that he says, and if you find something where he's wrong, you can tell him, and he'll make that change and he'll look into it and everything. He's really cool like that. He's hilarious. He's funny. His posts are awesome, funny. It's not just a bunch of boring facts. The way that he presents it is funny. He knows what he's talking about when he's talking about these things, and the way that he relates his comedy and stuff into it is beautiful. So you guys want to check him out. It's at Bitter Skeptic on Instagram. And yeah, everybody's saying and thank you in the chat and stuff. They're probably gonna all go follow you and everything. So you might get some new followers and everything. But yeah, definitely check him out and check his posts out. Go say hi to him, tell him where you found him and how you heard of him and everything. And it was definitely a great talking to you. Of course, I'll talk to you on the gram and DMs and stuff. And like I said, maybe again sometime in the future we can have another conversation where it's not as choppy and stuff, and we can hear you a little bit better. Oh, no worries about it. I know it's tough being up in the woods and stuff in the middle of nowhere or out in where you are. Internet can be spotty, so we're glad that you called in and you made the effort and stuff, and it was a good conversation. We had some fun talking to you, and hope you had a good time and stuff, and the chat room enjoyed the show. So again, thank you for calling in, and we will talk to you again soon. All right, have a great night, man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling in.
You too. Bye, guys.
All right, peace and love.
Peace and love. Yeah, guys, we're sorry about the audio. We tried to do the best we could with that. Unfortunately, like you said, he's way up in Canada in a place where it's kind of spotty and stuff. But you can go follow him for some good comedy, some good takes on all this stuff, some good information. Looking at some of the stuff in the chat. Yes, Michael Adams, CW has been funny talking about Rogan and interviewing stuff, especially the way he's been breaking it down. It's been the talk of the town. I mean, that's just what people have really been talking about. Everybody was into that because Joe Rogan took something that, here's a guy who went away for like 30 years, whatever. He apparently wasn't hurting. He was able to live a life, whatever. So whatever his intelligence allows him to make money, he's made money. He comes back. It's not about the money. He doesn't care about money. It's all about disclosure. So they put out this documentary, which kind of has a mediocre receiving, and all right, he kind of comes back in the limelight. I don't know if I think he's done one fucking conference, whatever, since he's been back. But Joe Rogan takes his dude to the next level. Like, he really does. I mean, who wouldn't want to be on Joe Rogan's podcast? I mean, this is where celebrities alike, all these people go. So in a sense, it's almost like, is he trying to push this guy to the next level as far as celebrity? Is Bob Lazar going to be the next face of this stuff? Is he going to be the guy to replace the Wilcoxes and everything? Is he going to start showing up? Oh, it's not about the money, but it's about disclosure. But where's the disclosure? Your audio level is fluctuating. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, Tosh. It's been acting weird. Is it just mine? I don't know if it's smoking. It might be my mic. We were trying to ascertain earlier if my mic is messed up. We don't know. There's so much stuff going on here, man. We'll see. They're saying that the audio is fluctuating or whatever. I don't know. Like up and down.
How about now? How about when I talk in my mic?
Yeah,
is this any better? Is it just my mic, or is it?
Is it just my mic? Is my mic going up and down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How's it sound now? Huh? Anybody? What up, Raph? Sounds good to you? Okay. It might be the aliens messing with your sound quality, Tasha. They might be over there, like the mothership's above you right now, and it's like they don't want you talking to us because they know we're talking about the truth. Skinwalker Ranch, Lazar, above Majestic, Flower, when loads of these movies are coming out of the back of each. Well, yeah, it's all these documentaries about everything and blah blah blah. It's entertainment, dude. That's what it comes down to, Davey. I think it's Davey who said that. If you really look at what this stuff is, it is entertaining. Come on, how spooky is it when someone who's never heard of something called Skinwalker Ranch, they release this? Because I've seen, I don't know if that's the one that even came out. There was one that may have recently already come out in the last couple of years or whatever. They had some hype fucking trailer for it. And it looks real spooky. It looks like everything you see in these cheesy-ass scary movies now. That's all it is entertainment. If Skinwalker Ranch was so fucking crazy, so much was going on there, come on. Wouldn't people around the area, other people be still taking videos and seeing this stuff? Wouldn't it be common occurrences at this place with some portal for aliens or demons or whatever the fuck is supposed to come through this because it's got all these crazy fucking stories that surround it? But yet again, you saying Echoville now? Okay, listen. Can we just echoing because you say is it echo? Does anybody hear echo or is it just him who hears the echo? I don't know. Fuck the fuck. Oh, slight echo. Okay, more than one person hears it. But Davey, with Tom DeLonge and his movement to the stars and his show now, and it's all about disclosure. So the more stuff that they push out, the more stuff that they help to say, it's disclosure. It's coming. It's coming. Everything's coming. That's how you push that narrative. If they're all pushing the stuff out at the same time, especially now where you have, because people are going to go look for Bob Lazar's thing. So when they go look for his documentary on Netflix or wherever the fuck it is or Amazon, other ones will come up. Now they're going to start doing other ones. They're going to start seeing, what's his name, Stephen Greer's one. I watched a little bit of that shit. I don't even remember the fucking name of it. And it was just funny to me that he starred in it. You watch the fucking credits. He produced it. Like he's the executive producer, the producer. Then it's kind of other people involved, but it's like, damn. Like, yeah. So you put all this shit out. It's all you telling your stories and your perspective and how you see things. That works, I guess. Now it's better. All right, hold on. I'm getting text from an audio expert. When your audio is up, the audio is doubled up somewhat. Yes, it's a slight feedback loop. Does that make sense?
Oh.
No? Okay, cool. Sorry, you're speaking Greek to us, Tosh. Alamalakashin. See. I worked with Greek bouncers.
I don't know why the audio changed, Tasha, because we didn't do anything except for end a Skype call. It was the same as when we were on Skype as it was after. So was it like that the whole entire time? I don't know. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Some people, like, the audio just starts going crazy, and I'm like, nobody touched anything on the audio over here, so we don't know why anything happened. So
it's because you guys don't understand that you are the Dark Dank Alliance, whatever you are, and that the Blue Avians are after you now. That's it, guys. You done fucked around. You done let the tiger out the cage now. And then went Wilcox on you guys. That's it. Is that what it is? Maybe that's what it is. You know? Although, remember when the weird thing is still when Ben Hance was on the show would act up though.
Out of mind. Greer brags about his good buddy Rothschild, so generous, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, and that's what I mean. People that, the Rothschilds are so bad, and all this, they're evil, the head of Illuminati and everything. They rule the world, but they're cool with it,
When you
with
need him,
Greer.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And
let
all
them out
that.
to how too.
That's okay. That doesn't sound fishy or anything like that. That doesn't seem like they're up to any fucking no good there. They're just checking out to make sure the UFO fucking community is okay and everything.
Dude, hello, who do you think pays Spartan 1 and Farton 2 to go to Antarctica and go? Who do you think pays all the money for those expeditions and stuff? Hello? Where do you think they get that money from?
None of these people fucking figure
The
it
generous
out. Nobody thinks
Rothschild
about this
family. Duh. Yeah, dude, I watched that Greer shit. It was like, I haven't even watched any of Bob Lazar's things. I've seen old shit with Lazar in it and stuff. It's like, it's all the same regurgitated shit. Nothing new.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch that documentary with Lazar, but when he's on Rogan and stuff and he's talking like that and he's doing interviews like that, which he doesn't do, that's when you catch him slipping. And he blame it on a migraine. I've fucking migraines where I remember my whole fucking goddamn life still.
Dude,
I know you, dude, got fucking...
I've done shows here with migraines. You
dude
see
got
me
plates
live.
in his fucking head and shit. You got plates in your head, Bob Lazar? You want to talk about fucking migraines?
You been aneurysm burst, motherfucker?
He still remembers. He can tell us what's going on.
Nothing new.
Yeah, none of it's new at all and stuff. Same thing with Greer. Nothing new. Fucking, what are you going to show me, another moth? Look at these interdimensional beings. It's a fucking moth, dude.
It's an
angel. It's a fucking angel. It's fucking what? No, dude. It's a fucking moth.
It's a moth.
It's
Close
fucking
to a
moth.
camera. Flying by, buddy. No, it's not. You're wrong.
Yeah, I don't care what color laser you fucking shine on. It's still a fucking moth.
Still a moth. It's not Mothra either. It's a moth.
It's just a moth.
It's a moth.
It's not killing anybody. It's not doing anything. It's a fucking moth. It might get some dust on you.
Fuck off.
Hold up. Wait.
Come on, guys. Come pay $5,000 to come on my walk and see some moths.
I know exactly.
With night vision goggles.
Michael Adams,
of course,
again, right.
You ever look at moths with the night vision goggles? They look
Dude,
fucking alien.
Let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck who you are. You have a migraine. I suffer from migraine still after brain surgery to play all that shit in my head. I've done this show with migraine. You put me on Joe Rogan. Well, first of all, we'd be able to smoke some weed, which would be cool. But I don't give a fuck about a migraine. He was on the biggest stage possible for himself currently. Period.
But you don't care about that, remember?
Yeah, he doesn't care about any of that. Then why go on
Why
the show?
go on the
period?
biggest fucking show?
Why?
Why?
Oh, you know why? Because he had to help poor Jeremy out.
Yeah.
Because, Jeremy makes money.
And because it's on Netflix and Joe Rogan's on Netflix. And I don't know. Connect the dots, everybody. All of a sudden, Joe Rogan fanboys out when he fucking had so much to say in previous interviews, like we were saying. And Bitter Skeptic was pointing, I don't know if y'all could make out that again. Apologize about the audio. He is literally, I knew he was out in the middle of nowhere. I've talked to him and stuff, not on the phone or anything, but in DMs and stuff, and he's like, yeah, that's why I have the time and stuff, it's just him and his wife. They don't have kids or anything like that. His job is a job where he's got a lot of time to read and research and stuff like that, and between doing whatever he does. So he was hoping, he even said, he's like, we got good weather right now, so hopefully the internet's good tonight too, so... It usually is when he had good weather, but it wasn't. But anyway, so you have to look at the connections. You have to look at what Joe Rogan, go back to the Tom DeLonge thing. I even have the minutes. Me and him were discussing it and looking at it and stuff through DM earlier. I get it if you want. And you listen to it. Joe Rogan's like, yeah, what do you think about Bob Lazar and stuff? And then he just totally goes in on him and stuff. And this is Joe Rogan saying that. I mean, DeLonge kind of like, yeah, he's like, Dom DeLonge, because, that's his competitor and stuff. This dude telling him was, yeah, he's fake as shit and stuff, and, you know. and it was Rogan who was like, yeah, Stanton Friedman proved this whole education was wrong. You can't be going to 2 schools at the same time across the country and stuff like that, especially back then. They didn't have fucking internet programs and stuff, and those are 2 schools that don't have internet programs like that. All this stuff, Joe Rogan was saying this shit about Bob Lazar and shit, and then all of a sudden, you know, here he is, you know, because Joe Rogan even said on that, he's like, yeah, I used to be all believe in Bob Lazar and stuff, and then, you know, Freeman came out and he said all this stuff, and I was like, I was questioning, I'm like, yeah, I don't know about this guy anymore and stuff, and then, oh, here comes Bob Lazar on the show, oh boy, look at this, it's Bob Lazar, oh my god. And Joe's gonna be like, yeah, I didn't want to, you know, ask the hard questions because he had a migraine and everything. I'm like, so dude, have him come back on when he don't have a migraine.
Good luck.
Because you know he's going to have a migraine forever, Joe.
Yeah.
But Joe went out to dinner with him. Joe was talking to him at dinner. Oh, my God, I can't believe the stuff this guy has to say. Why did you question him then when he didn't have a migraine about the fucking bullshit he was saying, Joe? That's it. You gonna come back have an apology episode like you did after the dude from fucking Twitter was on there? What the fuck's his name?
Yeah, that guy.
I don't fucking remember.
The guy, and the girl, and the people from Twitter, people.
Jack Dorsey, right? You're gonna have that again? Have him come back on again and ask him the real questions this time?
The tough questions.
Ask him like,
with Bob Lazar.
How come you said you were filling out paperwork for the first 6 hours and you didn't learn anything about anything at all during this point of my interview, and then here you said, yeah, they told me all about it on the first day.
Huh?
Not even 5 minutes later, Bob. That's a severe fucking migraine. You should have been in the hospital, buddy. I'm sorry that you didn't let me know that it was that bad, because I would have taken you to the hospital myself. I mean, that's what I would have been. I would have been like, seriously, you can't remember 5 fucking minutes ago, dude? 5 minutes ago, you said I spent 6 to 8 hours filling out paperwork the first day, non-disclosure agreements, things like that. They didn't tell me anything about what was going to be happening and what my job was going to be, what I was going to be doing, what I was going to see, any of that shit. You just said that shit 5 minutes ago. And now here, 5 minutes later, you're like, yeah, on the first day, they told me all about everything.
I can handle things. I'm smart. Not like everybody says. Like, dumb. I'm smart, and I want respect.
I can't.
All right. You're gonna learn today.
All these people, same thing. Corey Good. Everything comes out of his mouth. He fucking contradicts, fucking sticks his fucking foot right up his ass and comes right out his fucking mouth 5 minutes later. You just said this, dude. And now you're saying this.
Smoke weed every day.
I got my board back.
And you know this, man.
Then I gave my board back, y'all.
I think Joe Rogan thought he was a little fucking kid hearing about Bob Lazar again back in 1989. That's what I think he was.
Well, he's encountered him since then too, though, when he was doing his show and everything. I believe he said. So they've had interactions in between. It was really weird. It really was to watch Joe Rogan just kind of
the way the whole thing went down.
Because watching him, how he's really gone so hard about how he's retracted his thoughts about the moon landing, the
all
moon,
this stuff, but
everything.
You still, Bob Lazar, it's nothing. Like. If you did all the serious research that you did about Bigfoot and all these other things that you did, the moon landing and everything, like you did for your show, with Bob Lazar, and you still think Bob Lazar's telling the truth, then you're full of shit, dude.
Something wrong, bruh.
Something wrong.
Something wrong, bruh.
Full of shit.
Something wrong.
Like I said, there's a whole Netflix connection here. Y'all think they got him on a show. Netflix like, hey, yo. Joe, what do you say?
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop your fucking lying.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Yep, fanboying out.
I mean, he's allowed to go fanboy. You know, I mean, he doesn't do it. I haven't seen him do it before. Like I said again,
No, I'd be
Elon
like, oh,
Musk.
Wow, Bob,
but
Bob
dude,
Lazar
hold
was
up.
here. I'd be
But
like,
hold up.
oh shit, you know. I'd be
Yo.
like, oh goddamn, Bob, we gotta get an autograph,
But
pictures.
no.
What's going on, dude? So let's get into the story, though, Bob.
But you got Elon Musk, and you got Bob Lazar, and you took Elon Musk down here in a sense, and then you went Bob Lazar like up here, which is odd. Like, okay, yeah, you got Elon Musk. That's what you should have done. You should have got Bob Lazar to smoke some fucking weed. That's what, Bob. You really want to cure that headache? First of all, you know you want to get him to try any DMT, so you should at least try weed. You should have tried to get that motherfucker to smoke some weed.
Beam me up, Mr. Scott.
Listen.
And there's 4 types of people, because then there's the people like us that are like, yo, look out for that shit.
Watch out for that shit.
Don't step in that shit.
Nobody likes stepping in shit.
Oh, Jeremy Corbell is fucking not kind of obnoxious. He is fucking extremely obnoxious. Every fucking time I see him doing he is just fucking goddamn annoying and obnoxious. I can't stand that fucking dude and anything that comes out of his fucking mouth. His fucking shit fucking mouth pie hole just spews fucking woo woo fucking shit.
He thought I told you that he wouldn't stop. He thought I told you that he wouldn't stop. If you don't want the executive producer all up on Joe Rogan with you, covering for your ass, talking about your migraines and shit. If you don't want the executive producer all up in every interview you do, carrying you and giving you clicks and cues.
Hold on. No, let me get this. I know your head's...
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got a migraine.
So what he's trying to say is...
I got a migraine. Yeah, hold on. Ooh, this plate. Ooh. Hold on. All right.
Let me help you out with this. So we can't show you the 115 because...
Oh, see what had happened, right? So when I moved, I had left my shit in storage.
There you go.
So when I moved again, I forgot the first stuff I put in storage, and they was charging my old credit card with somebody in like some other country. I don't know what country it was. They hacked that credit card. So I didn't know that they hacked that credit card and that storage wasn't receiving my payments anymore. So
You mean?
Wait, what's offline out of mine?
It is offline.
We're offline?
I'm saying it is. I don't know why. We're green.
I still see us.
I
Oh, wait,
still...
no,
Nope.
wait, hold on, it's a buffer.
Nope. You should be coming back on. Hold on.
We're back.
We're back. I don't know what
All right.
happened on that one because we ain't streaming on anything else. Oh well. Anyway, so and all these
It might
people.
be still restreaming though. You know it does that shit.
No, because I restarted the whole computer and everything, and it can't restream when I shut off.
All right, whatever. We're back.
We're back though. Anyway. No, we lost it everywhere for a second out of mind, so it's okay. So all these people are flooding my posts and stuff saying the story doesn't change. The story doesn't change. I'm like, go back and listen to Joe Rogan's interview.
But even
changed.
even CW is saying the same thing. Like there's still a flux of people who are into all this stuff. Like they're willing to believe that Corey Good is fake, that Will Cox is fake, that some of these other people are fake. But Bob Lazar is held up on some fucking kind of pedestal. And people are willing to defend, especially because almost going on Joe Rogan almost gives it more validation.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they got him on there. Because they get fucking Netflix is like, shit, we got to do something here because it probably wasn't doing the numbers that it wanted to do. But now that's doing the fucking numbers that they wanted to fucking do. Get him on Joe Rogan.
Hey, Joe Rogan, can Paranormal Hood come on Joe Rogan?
No, we're not part of Netflix, dude.
Oh, so we're on Amazon.
Yeah,
Prime.
we're on Amazon, so
Damn it.
we got to get our show on Netflix, and then they'll do that for us.
Word.
So Nick, can we get our show on Netflix? So we can go on Joe Rogan. I know you are, Natasha.
I know Natasha.
I figured that shit out.
I knew it from the moment when you were in that corner at Contact in the Desert, and I walked by, and you were like, I don't even remember how
I figured out when I got the briefing.
They don't know that we know. We have outsiders.
I got the briefing because I'm a CIA plant too.
Well, see, I'm none of that. I'm an alien plant. I work for a division of the intergalactic force that you guys couldn't even fully understand. Okay? I'm watching all you motherfuckers. All y'all are figment of my imagination anyway, so it's cool. I have a cool imagination.
Anybody out there read fucking David Will Fuckers? It's fucking 51,000.
Oh my God, dude.
51,000 word fucking narcissistic fucking everybody's out to get me. Everybody should love me. Oh,
now,
me,
Elizabeth,
oh, me, oh, me.
I'm going to need you to just listen to everything I rant about for like the next 5 days, and then you're going to put it up as a post, please.
Just
okay?
type it all out.
Yeah, you're going to have to type it all out. Do as minimal amount of spell check and whatever as you can, because this information needs to get. Well, they think this. I don't. Something's got to go out.
This is really important information, everybody. Free online ebook, 51,000 pages right now. I mean, 51,000 fucking words.
51,000. It is free though. It is free though.
It's a free fucking like 16-page fucking.
There's not
ebook.
51,000 words in the fucking agreements to fucking most of the shit that you agree to for like apps and your cell phone.
51,000 words and 49,000 of them are all about him.
Now listen, I'm going to lead us all to the promised land. We're going to ascend together.
I started to read it, but it's tough. It's fucking hard to read that. It's getting so hard to read this bullshit. I'll go and fucking check the facts on it all day long. I like reading that shit, but just reading this, it just because it's nothing that I can check the facts on. I know you're a narcissistic fucking prick, dude. Shut the fuck up.
I got to put something out. The appearances aren't rolling in like they used to. They're barring me at places. Corey's not playing. Are they still doing? Does anybody know if they're still doing their event? What the fuck is it even called? Is their event even still going on?
I don't know what it is, but I don't. Who knows? No, they're probably gonna cancel and say they got fucking bomb threats or something.
Wasn't it like Cosmic Conman? I mean, Cosmic something. What the fuck was the event called? Yeah. You got the email, but hit delete on purpose. What'd you get the email for, Meta? Don't speak in Meta right now. You got to speak in long form. Oh wait. Oh, what for free? What's up, Sacramento Paranormal Investigators? Welcome.
Well, it's because you know Metaphor's on his fucking mailing list.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because she was a Wilcox believer and shit. I just want to point out she was a Wilcox believer, and right before I went to fucking Conscious Life Expo this year. Mm-hmm. Oh, about the document? You didn't want to read it? Well, you're just sitting at work and you're bored. You didn't want to read it. I tried to read some of the stuff that's on some kind of post he put up in there.
If anybody can't sleep, may I recommend try to read that document. Instead of counting sheep, count how many times David Wilcox fucking talks about himself.
Yeah, I'm not reading that shit.
Going on and on about it's coming. It's coming. It's gotta happen.
Coming.
It's coming.
It's always coming.
It's coming. That's what she said.
Are you all bent? You'd have to explain. Bent is an old school terminology, so I don't know if you're using the vernacular in a new school way or how it might mean for you. So are we high? If that means high, yeah, we're fucking high, of course. We've been smoking weed all goddamn night.
Smoking weed all fucking day. That's what we do.
Yeah, you didn't know?
I am Smoke King.
Smoke weed every day.
Is this your first time here?
This is normal, though. Yeah, I'm not fucked up. I'm normal right now. Dude has no idea fucking how fucking YouTube fucking works and how he gets his fucking... If he's getting 1 billion YouTube fucking hits on his fucking name, he'd be fucking rich.
Oh yeah, when he did his fucking... And then he kept showing that same video over and over again, talking about the numbers he kept getting on YouTube. But
yeah, but that's what half of this fucking thing is all about, the fucking numbers and shit like that. The dude has no fucking clue how the fucking shit works. I love fucking Cliff High put up some stuff about it, talking about it. And he's like, this dude has no fucking idea. Plus, when he shows it and he does it in his videos, he cuts off what he's typing after that to get the number so high. It's not just David Wilcock that he's doing it. There's something else. That's why he crops it in on his name and everything like that and just shows only part of it. He's not showing the full thing, so that's how he's getting those numbers. He's skewing the numbers by what's being typed in. He doesn't show a full screenshot of the screen. He only crops it up to the left fucking corner so it shows all the rest of it's fucking cropped out. Hello. What's in the rest of the search box? Why'd you crop it out that way? Ooh. You know, I understand you didn't want to see every, you know, you had fucking Pornhub open in your tabs at the top or something like that, so crop that out, but show the whole fucking search box and the whole search box results. Don't fucking crop it and skew it so that it looks like it gives you the results that you want it to be. Oh yeah, look, I get more hits than Hillary Clinton during election time. What's it say after Hillary Clinton up there? It probably says like Hillary Clinton sex tape. So there's only a few times because it's not really a Hillary Clinton sex tape as far as I know or something. It's just some obscure thing, so it just comes up and it's a low hit number of Hillary Clinton, okay? Because nobody really wants to see that either. So there's not a lot of people looking for that, okay? And then he puts up fucking something. David Wilcox is a fucking dipshit and it fucking gets 1 billion hits. And he's got to crop all that out so nobody knows that he's looking for a Hillary Clinton sex tape and that he's a dipshit.
And you know this, man.
That's y'all's boy.
All right. We're going to learn today.
Hey, the irony that we did find someone who went to Ascension Mystery School.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually spent, was it $333?
Yeah.
$333?
Went to Ascension Mystery
He
School.
went to Ascension. I bet you he got that. I wonder if he's reading the whole document right now. Maybe that's why he hasn't come around. He might be reading all the pages, trying to soak in all in the information, put it all together and figure it all out. What David Wilcox is talking about.
In my briefings.
The tribunals, the arrest. Now, Elizabeth knows, Corey knows, some other insiders know that it's coming. Any minute now, you're going to see when they're going to go and get all of them.
He sits in a fucking war room and stuff with a general and like a bunch of generals and shit around and a whole bunch of fucking intelligence agencies and all this stuff and everything. And the guy comes in, he fucking slaps the file down on the desk. He's like, all right, guys, here we go. Here's the briefing.
And he said, David, are you ready for this? And I said, I'm absolutely ready. Just give me whatever you got.
David Wilcox with his little fucking notepad and his pen and paper.
It's on.
Looking completely out of place with everybody else in the fucking room with all their medals and fucking shit on. And
I called Corey. He confirmed with all of his sources. He reached out to everybody he knew. Pete Peterson was there. Jason Rice. A bunch of people showed up. We were ready for this. All the information's out. It's on like hot-buttered popcorn.
It's coming. It's coming any day now.
Guys.
Endgame.
Yes,
it's over.
You guys ready for the tribunals? You guys are going to see that I have been telling you all along. And then after that, we're going to ascend and sing Kumbaya with the Blue Avians in another dimension. It's all about to happen, folks. But you still got to pay. Now it's $3,333.
Because it's real special.
Hey, baby.
4 in a row. Super synchronicities happening over here.
You're an idiot.
You guys ready for Ascension? I'm still waiting for it all to happen. The funny thing is there's so many of those people who are still my friends on Facebook. Some of them who are friends with like Jordan Sather and stuff, and they'll tag them and post. And I'm like, no one's hiding. Like, this is just whatever. But they're all still doing their...
They are, though, because they all block us.
I know, it's funny. They all do block us. It's hilarious. But still at us.
There's people they still at us, and people still try to tag us them into our posts and stuff, and they can't see it because they blocked us. What are they hiding? That's all. What are you hiding?
They're not hiding. Where's your
evidence?
Hey, we're the Dark Alliance, according to them. You know, we're just... They have nothing to say to it. They just talk at us.
You ask them questions.
Talk at us. They all talk at us.
Actually, if you ask them the right questions to get... It takes the right questions to get blocked. Yeah, if you ask them fucking questions that stroke their fucking egos, then they'll love that shit. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck, great. Yeah. Thanks. Thumbs up. Heart. I love you. I love you.
Donate to the PayPal, the Patreon.
But if you point
Super
out
Chat,
that's a goddamn mountain.
Cash App,
and if
Apple
you zoom
Pay,
in,
Samsung
you
Pay.
can see people hiking up that mountain, and it's not a
There's
fucking
a GoFundMe.
pyramid. They block you.
We're selling Girl Scout cookies. We've got it all going on, guys. Just donate everywhere you can. The money's what's important. If you don't get to come and see us at any of those events, you've got to donate. The money's important. All right, beam me up, Mr. Scott. That's the whole thing. Ascend, it's 5D, 7D. They're all talking about the D. These motherfuckers all want the D. They're obsessed with getting the D. I don't understand what's wrong with being a human being. These people all want to go someplace that they're trying to get to. It's a big money grab. The one thing I've said to people too is the funny thing is a lot of these faces, a lot of these same people who are into all this mystical, magical stuff and all these religions and sub-religions, whatever you want to call them, are the same people would have been burning motherfuckers at the stake, calling people's witches, telling you doing black magic, doing all kinds of crazy shit. But it's just funny that it's so mainstream and everybody's so into it now. It's like the in thing. It's so posh. It's so chic. It's so cool. Just remember that. A lot of these the same motherfuckers would have been doing that shit. Think about that. It's like with weed. A lot of the same motherfuckers that are putting motherfuckers and lobbying against it are going to profit off of it in their little ways, however. Shit like that. I find that to be funny as fuck. That's why the exclusive shit that these motherfuckers push and the racial overtones and undertones and stuff, the exclusive. What the hell is that? I don't know what the hell just played. Are you trying to play something?
I'm going to get something up, but I'm trying to do this.
Oh, okay. He's going to bring something out. He just didn't tell me. Also, I heard something. I was like, the fuck? They hate being a human and think the earth is a prison. Alfie, I don't even think that, to be honest with you. At this point, like I said, I think it's there are people who have taken stuff that's been around for a long, long time. Marijuana, mushrooms, everything. Like, if you look at the whole push of everything that's going on, there's a lot of stuff that's being legalized and stuff because they know the benefits of it. But along with that, it's also people talking about ascension and aligning your chakras and stuff and your light and how to all this stuff you got to do and manifest light. And a lot of these people aren't even into what the fuck they're talking about. I think that's what it is. I think that it's become a business. It's become a big business. Crystals, everything. You know, I got crystals. I have an altar at home. I've explained over the years kind of what I don't even have to call it a religion, what I do and what I kind of believe and stuff, based a lot of stuff on what one of my elders did and what I learned later, because there was the religion that we saw on the outside going to church and all that type of stuff and singing in the choir, and then there was the religion she kind of had at home. And being young, because she died when I was young, I didn't really grasp all that until I got older and it got explained to me and I got some stuff that was left for me from her. So, you know, I see a lot of these things because I go to these events, I go to crystal shows, I go to all kinds of random shit. I like cons, comic cons, everything. It's what I've been doing for a long time. So you see some people who are legitimately into it and who have been doing this stuff and it's what they really believe. And now you got the people who are getting into it. It's a new thing to get into. They're popping up everywhere. So that's the thing. It's a saturated market. It's a market that's being saturated with a lot of people who are just like, fuck it. Like, you know, let me have a little bit of a interest in something or this or that, whatever, and pick up the rest along the way. They started a GoFundMe, a censorship-free social media platform. Yeah, good luck with that. Let them, if that's what again, exactly, that makes no sense. They block, they don't want censorship, but they always want something that allows them a free platform to just preach to their little choir, to the people who are in their little fishbowl. Sorry, I'm trying to go through some of these
I'm trying to find
comments.
a video to fucking play. It's going to be hilarious.
We was more spiritual when it was underground. Well, I get what you're saying. I don't know how it's weed. Everything was probably more spiritual as underground. I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. Everything is becoming kind of like a fad for some people. I didn't smoke weed for a long time, but weed helped me with my whole brain stuff. I have the brain surgery after all the stuff that I went through. So that's what I attribute weed to. And it's been a very spiritual thing for me, just like mushrooms, just like when I did DMT. All these things have been very spiritual for me. They've been helpful and beneficial to my road back from my brain problems, from having an aneurysm that burst and brain issues and stuff. So, and I love that stuff. I love that people are willing to look at more holistic ways of healing themselves. A lot of the stuff that's being out there. My thing, again, is what I'm saying is that the market... Right, is that it's not everything that you're getting. Like CBD is available everywhere and stuff like that. Like stuff like all these things, you just got to be careful what you're doing, what you're getting, who you're getting your stuff from. There's a lot of people who are jumping in markets, and a lot of people again who are not into any of this shit and just like, okay, this is marketable. This is marketable. This is marketable. This is the problem with all this stuff that these people push. I think if most of these people actually put on some of those, align their chakras properly, if they believed in the stuff that they push, they would be different people. They wouldn't be so negative for folks who are supposed to be about peace and love. They wouldn't be blocking you. They wouldn't be coming at you with bullshit. They wouldn't be adding all kinds of random law enforcement. They would just be like, listen, man, peace and love to you. You know, I just don't have to respond, but I just want you to have some peace and love. Anything that would seem more peace and love-ish. None of that.
All right.
I don't know.
All right, this is a great video from the Zen master, Zen and Unspirituality. Love this video.
We can use it without a problem, right?
This is, yep, we can use it. It's all right. This is for David Wilcock.
Has arrived. The ancients have arisen from the depths of the earth
Can I turn this one off?
to reveal their secrets to mankind. A great and terrible truth shall be revealed. Prepare yourself for the revelation. It has been well over a century that a mysterious secret order has withheld their presence from the world. They are the Little Ones. Their name has caused many a war and quarrel between competing factions, but now in this age of enlightenment, they have emerged from the depths of secrecy to bring back to the world their knowledge. They are called the Secret Order of the Holy Butt. For centuries, under the rule of the Christian Church, the butt was ridiculed and scorned as something sinful and dangerous to the eyes. Yet the butt played an unnoticed vital role in the lives of humans. It was the cause of procreation, elimination, and relaxation. Without it, no one could walk or sit or copulate. In fact, it was revealed that the human race could not survive without the butt. So the Order of the Holy Butt was formed to protect the sanctity of the butt with a mythology called the Great Butt in the Sky. These were dangerous ideas. The church believed that the knowledge of the butt would threaten the sale of their pictures of invisible people to the public. So, under threat of being spanked, the little people went into hiding and secretly held butt rituals underground. As time went on, many died, and a legend arose about those great defenders of the butt that they still existed behind the veil of the natural world, assisting mankind. They are called the Ascended Masters.
Shout out to Zen over it on Spirituality. If you guys don't know who Zen is,
He stole Ascend from me, though. Been saying that.
Yeah, he made that video a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
So, okay. But yeah, go check Zen out. Zen's an awesome guy. We're trying to get him on the show
he is
too.
awesome.
He's a really good guy. He's all the stuff, same stuff we are. You know what I mean? He really breaks it down too. He actually I haven't seen it yet, but he's doing the David Wilcock article. He's got a whole series going on. I just saw when I was just looking for that video. It's got like 5 parts up. I was like, oh shit, I started to watch part 1 earlier. That's how I knew it was 51,000 words. I knew it was like 13, 14 pages, but he knows exact. Zen's like 51,000 fucking words.
51,000. Who's read it? Come on. Who's read it? Any of y'all? Who's read the whole thing?
Yeah, that video is fucking hysterical. He's fucking the Ascended Masters, the Sacred Order of the Holy Butt.
Okay, what is that? Is that what the screen looks like for everybody?
Oh shit! Sorry guys.
Sorry, folks. That's right what the
Fix
screen
the
looks like.
there. There we go.
And none of y'all was gonna say nothing about the screen. Y'all supposed to be like our eyes and ears, like, you know, supposed to help us out. Really?
I thought I had hit that button, but I didn't.
Y'all didn't mind just watching the thing say elapsed time? Hi. Thanks, Metaphor. She's probably sleeping anyways, wherever she at. Y'all, the funny thing about every time she's here, I always catch a picture of her sleeping. That's why she don't come around here no more. Because she's tired of me catching her and Babushka sleeping over there on the couch. It's the killer couch. Although, wait, I think Tasha survived the killer couch. Tasha didn't fall asleep on the couch, right? Nah, she should have gotten an award. Well, she did. She got to chill and smoke and talk with us. That's funny. She actually survived the killer couch because most people don't. Thank you, Brad Gray. Appreciate you. That mean you're taking off, sir? I think we're about to smoke our last blunt.
Oh, it's the last one. The wild one was the last one.
Yeah, we're going to do a last blunt. So
We'll
any
sh-
questions,
we'll show
comments?
I figured I'd
Again, we
show you guys
apologize
something,
for
yeah.
the audio for the show earlier. We wish it could have been better because it definitely would have been a lot better to hear him better. But, I mean, you guys get the gist of what the whole conversation is about. You know, y'all part of all this shit.
Yeah, definitely go check him out on Instagram and stuff. Go back, look at his post.
You were to join the behind the scenes. Looking at that screen, that was just showing the elapsed time. Thank God. See, that's how you know it's like no porn or nothing up there. See? We do.
Oh, my
legitimate-
porn tabs are up? Oh, no. Elizabeth, what the heck? I told you to close the porn tabs.
Elizabeth, what are you doing? Everybody got to see that stuff. That's not what we're about here. Yeah, KB. Natasha definitely did hang in there. There's not. I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, Mendo Dope, obviously. They hung like this. But who's been in the studio? Most people, the couch, it's just the killer couch. Like, there's literally been people, I've put up pictures of them just
Not
fall
many
asleep.
people who can hang in here with us.
Yeah, smoking.
Although, I'll have to say this. She was smoking just a pipe. She wasn't smoking as much as with the blunts with us, though.
Who?
Natasha.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, no, she did kind of. Yeah, she had.
Yeah, so she was smoking out of a bong or a bubbler, but so she wasn't smoking as much as us with the blunts and stuff like that. But she was hanging in there, and she still was smoking a good amount over there and everything like that. But to smoke blunts with us, blunt for blunt, and as much or to smoke as much as we smoke in each blunt, if you know blunt's not your thing and you want to smoke all joints all out of a bong, and keep up with us like we do. It's really hard to do. Most people, like you said, they end up falling asleep.
Was it last week that I did the thing too? The rig? What's that called? The dab?
Yeah, the dab.
I did the dab first and then smoke. Yeah, everybody talks.
I mean, of course,
there she is.
dope.
Natasha, you're here. Did you hear us talking about you with your ears ringing? Her ears started ringing.
But she didn't fall asleep because even people who don't smoke as much as us on that, they still fall asleep. They'll smoke a couple of blunts with us and they fucking pass it out.
Yeah.
You smoked at least a couple of blunts with us, and then you couldn't take the blunts and stuff, so you were doing more of the water pipe and stuff. But you still hung the whole time.
And we still hit the blunt every now and then.
Exactly. So you know what I mean. It's just, but most people they can't even. Still keep up and hang after they're done with smoking the blunts. So Natasha can hang. Mendo Dope definitely. they survived.
Oh, you have to call it. Yeah, KB, I'll tell you a funny fucking story because we're going to New Orleans in a couple of weeks. But a few years ago, I went to New Orleans for the first time. So I wanted to get a pipe. So I walk in the shop, and I don't read sign. I just walk into the shop. I'm all, but let me go get this fucking water pipe, take this shit home with me. So I walk up to the dude behind the counter. I'm like, hey, how you doing, man? He's like, hey, what's going on? He said, what can I get you? I was like, yeah. So I need to get like a water pipe or a bong that I can smoke marijuana in. He's like, get out. I was like, what? He just pointed. He's like, get out. He didn't even look at me in the face. He's like, just get out. He's kind of laughing. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm not. He's like, you got to get out. He's like, you didn't read the sign, did you? He points to the sign. I look up the sign. I was like, I'm sorry. He's like, get out. So I left. I actually went back the next day. It's the same fucking guy and bought it, but I actually knew not to say those fucking words. But because I thought someone had told me weed was kind of acceptable there at the time. That's some funny shit. Y'all got water filtration devices up in here?
That's what you had to call water pipes.
Oh, that's what you got to call them? Oh, god damn. See, all that fucking unnecessary. It's like, come on. It's 2019. Like, can you go in and talk now because it's recreational?
Because it's recreational.
All right. That was just a funny personal experience.
When I first started smoking, we did get a pipe and stuff, we had to go to this place. It was in Worcester. And it was like a Jamaican shop. Like, they had all this Jamaican stuff and everything. And you could buy a make-your-own lamp kit. And it was all the pieces in there to make a lamp, but they also would make a pipe. Of course, we never put the fucking lamp together. And sometimes there was enough, the pieces were right, you could put the lamp together and smoke out of it at the same time. While the lamp was like lit and stuff, so it was still a lamp or whatever, but most people just got rid of all the stuff for that, and they just used the pieces to make a little pipe. They weren't glass pipe, because glass pipe, it wasn't glass like that and everything like that. It was metal pipes, and most people use metal pipes. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that they could sell.
Smoking Grooves, man, in fucking Kenmore. They had those little places, Smoking Grooves.
Well, it was in Worcester and stuff. It was right there, and I didn't have it. It was like fucking 12, 13 years old, dude. You know, if you wanted to make, you could make a bong, and you get a bong and stuff, and it had all the parts. It was make your own lamp, and but they had all the things. You could either make a little pipe, or you could put it together and make a bong and stuff like that. And that's how you had to do it, because they couldn't sell, and you couldn't ask for that. You'd be like, hey, where's your lamps at? You couldn't ask for a fucking pipe or anything. He'd kick you out.
We went to Salem, New Hampshire, and got some weird.
Yep, and then it started to be like that. Then we were able to go to like New Hampshire or down to Cloud 9 in Connecticut and stuff, and they started. You could get all these like, the old gravity bongs and stuff like that, but not the actual gravity suction, but the company gravity. And then things started to shift more to glass and everything. It's just a pretty progression of the way everything went, especially as legalization came along and stuff like that. I had smoked out glasses. I had glass pipe and stuff when but it was because it was from somebody. It was passed down. It was hand blown and everything like that. It wasn't, mass produced and shit like it did. It took a while and stuff. I wasn't like fucking teenagers and shit where you could go to fucking shops and fucking see mass produced glass bongs and fucking pipes everywhere and shit.
I got a bong I never use, a rig I never use. Fucking, actually, I don't even use none of that shit.
Yeah, man, that took, good old days. And now everybody fucking vapes. Fuck that.
Hey, whatever, man. Get in where they fit in. I hate. I just prefer a good old-fashioned blunt. Brandon Young, what's good?
Oh, the stuff that I made bongs out of? I'm not talking, like, that's when we had to go and buy, like, making bongs, though. I made bongs out of pretty much anything you can fucking think of. From a watermelon all the way on down to an apple. And every food in between, probably, that you can think of with that fucking letter of the alphabet. Anything, I got a whole basement. I could whip up a fucking bong right now in fucking 5 minutes. Crazy ass bongs.
Yo, what are you gonna smoke this in? Go get me a blender, some Band-Aids, and some celery. You know I could do that, could you? I don't make no bongs. What have I made bongs out of? I don't even remember. Weird shit. Little shit I would see on the internet and try it. Usually fail.
That's a good bong maker.
Oh, soda bottles. That was one of them.
Used to make bongs and sell them. You know those big plastic drink cups with the bottom's big and it's skinny in the middle and gets big at the top. Well, then I found ones that were aliens. So I put the two together and I had hoses and shit, and I would sell them to people in school until I got fucking in trouble for doing that. They're like, you can't sell these in school. I'm like, it's a drink cup. They're like, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah, it is. Put a straw in it. Fucking take a sip.
You want to personally endorse the new Smoke King potato bong?
Yeah, I've smoked out of a potato. Potatoes work good for making bongs.
Hey, Tasha, I think what it is, I think Brandon Young actually seeing how you held up here is scared to step into the paranormal hood. He's local. He's talking about he's supposed to come. Then I understand you did have a family emergency, so I definitely wouldn't, say anything bad about that. But, it just shows up every now and then now. I think he's scared. I can understand. It's kind of intimidating, right? You don't have to smoke here.
Yeah, you don't have to keep up with us.
It's like, it's not a prerequisite.
For some reason, people just try. Like they think they're gonna be the Smoke King when they're done. I don't know. That's not happening.
We should do a show where we exclusively smoke out of bongs and or homemade bongs with the supplies in your studio.
I got a whole bunch of bongs. I don't use them. It's just way more easier and convenient for me to roll blunts. Plus, there's nicotine in my blunts.
Things coming apart, so be careful. You done with it?
Yeah, fuck it. Alright, that's it. Last blunt to smoke. Even though I'm rolling another one, but it's not being smoked now.
Yeah, folks. The last one smoked. The last one is done. We out. We'll see you next week. Maybe sometime in between. We may pop on and do a test show. You never know. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Tell a friend, be a friend, follow us on all social media. We are everywhere. Paranormal Hood, Paranormal Hood Live Radio. Thank you, Metaphor. Maybe that's why she's scared to come back, too. Maybe the smoke is just too much for her. She can't handle it either. But thank you, everybody who's been in the chat, hanging out with us. You want to send us some bongs, send us some bongs. Maybe one day we will do an all bong show. I don't know. See, I'd have to, maybe that would be cool, test different bongs. I'm not really a bong guy. I even have one, like I said, for rig. I've used ones for dabs, but whatever. It is what it is. Okay? But that's it, folks. We out. Peace and love. Raphael, peace.
Peace.